What is up, everybody? I am JSO slash the wizard slash the DMGM. Thank you, Window, for that update that just popped up as soon as we went live. Thank you so much. Mama Bear, thank you for all these inspirations for everybody. Luke's going to get an extra one. Kevin will be here, but we'll give him one when he does, if someone can try and keep that in mind. Slim, you're going to get an extra one. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our Friday night Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition homebrew sessions. This is our Chaotically Wyrd campaign. PERPLEXELLEL. Who else is joining me this fine Friday evening? Oh, before you all introduce yourselves, Kevin will be here. He's just going to be a little bit late. Otherwise, and Nick is still going to be out this week, but back next week. So he's just going to be confused for the entirety of the campaign going forward, since this is like the huge meat chunk of the story. But oh well. Who else is joining me this fine Friday evening?
Hey everybody, I'm Luke, and I'm playing
Domo of Goblin Warlord.
What's up, everybody? I'm Slim. I'll be playing Flash, a kobold little bard and wannabe DJ.
Hey, I'm Kyle. I play Harper. Always forget my new name, Spider Rouge. Rockstar, rocking amongst the stars, looking for that new sound that'll rock the stars.
Hey guys, I'm Amanda. I play Six, the Harengon Barbarian.
Hey everyone, I'm Maz and I play Tali, the Kalashtar Druid.
What?
I
Wait,
was gonna say another player.
I know my character's name. What is my name?
It's dinner Friday, yo.
I'm happy to have Maz here, as well as all my other friends to play some Dungeons & Dragons. We'll have Kevin pop in at some point. So yes, that may throw everyone's pictures out of the loop. Although everyone looks like they're in their spots now, so I think it'll be Kevin who messes us up, but that's okay. But yes, thank you all for hanging out. Oh, I'm getting some +1s now, too. Thank you, Mama Bear. First off, a huge thank you to both Peachy Yuri and Iruichi for the character art, not only for the main characters that are part of the party here, but also plenty of the NPC arts, like Lexe and the Hexis and stuff like that. Big thank you to both of you. I slapped those links in the chat. Go follow their socials. They may have open commissions. I needed to start getting with Peachy for some commission stuff. Yes, a huge thank you to both of them. Go give them some love. They make some amazing artwork, both of them. And music provided by Tabletop Audio, Scott Buckley, and Radiarc. I slapped those links in the chat as well, a little above some of the redemptions here. Make sure and go check them out as well. Plenty of really awesome sounds coming from all of them. I used a lot of Scott Buckley last campaign, and it was like the perfect match. It also seems like Magic the Gathering has enjoyed our Devils in the Details campaign and is making their own set based off of it. So thank you guys at Wizard so much for that. I really appreciate it. Moving on. We use Twitch channel points here on the channel. You can interact with us by just hanging out. And even if you're just lurking, you're going to be building up your Twitch channel points. You can use those to buy all kinds of cool things specifically geared towards our D&D games. So +1s to the rolls. You can see what Mama Bear's been doing. Bought me a +1 and everyone else got some inspiration. And you can do some more specific stuff like that when the characters are in the Wyrd. They're not currently in the Wyrd right now or in a collateral reality where the Wyrd would trigger. So hold on to those if you can remember to do so. But otherwise, please buy plenty of stuff. Yeah, Wizard of the Coast is lurking. We also were using the D&D Beyond plugin, but I think they are transitioning over to something else, so you may not see that anymore. But if they come out with something or announce something in the future that's got some type of Twitch integration with D&D Beyond, I'd be happy to check that out and try to plug it in. What's up, Discordian? We also use stream stickers, so if you want to at any point mouse over the stream, you're going to see the purple heart over on the right side, and you can slap all kinds of stickers down on the stream. If you're a subscriber, you get access to channel exclusive stickers, and I also have freebies every week. So if you want to support the channel, you can use bits to do that, but if not, you can always still just use some freebies and slap them down when you see fit. That is really it for my sort of upfront housekeeping before we dive into the session. So I'm going to, while I play the intro, have my players roll some die to see who's going to give the recap, and then we will come back I'll also have them see get their inspiration. So thank you, Mama Bear, for buying all that. So let me go ahead and roll the intro, and then when we come back, we'll see who is going to give the recap. So we'll be right back. Or hold on to them if everyone's happy with their cards. Right, thank you, Mama Bear, for buying all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Welcome back, everybody.
Sweet.
I'm gonna try and remember that I have that +1. Also, now that you have your additional cards, please, if you would, have everyone roll to see who wants to give the recap from last week.
Aha! I will never get my comeuppance. I will always reign supreme.
Jason, I need to get my extra, whatever.
Inspiration? Oh, here. There you go.
You got 2 character immunity, Amanda. 11's the loser, it looks like. Kevin,
Kevin
did
did.
you roll?
Not yet. I'm loading up. Sorry. I'm sorry.
He's getting in. Scordian says, is Domo going on about hobgoblin supremacy again?
That was never me. That was always that was MUSA misunderstanding.
Hobgoblin supremacy.
Oh no. Not make that a thing.
We are the apex life form, obviously, but I mean, we don't need to get into it.
Scordian says, sure, Domo. Sure.
Oh.
All right.
Disappointment.
So, MUSA, what happened last time on PERPLEXELLEL?
Well, we joined back up with us after defeating a horde of robots. We explored the room a little bit more, but we didn't really find anything. So once we defeated the robots, the door to it was the bridge to the turbine, I think it was corridor to the turbine, something like that we had to go down, and so we went down that way. We were being sneaky, so I don't think we ran into anything. There was some machines we found that weren't on. But could be turned on. We sneaked past this other guy who was like doing security stuff, I think. Another robot. We snuck past him. I think, and then we ran into 7. Oh, whoa, we didn't know there was 7 yet. We ran into the masked figure. Had a fight, right?
You forgot that the one giant robot we had to fight with the force field.
Giant robot, that's right. Yeah, we fought the giant robot. Then 7 showed up. The giant robot was a Hexi, right? Yes.
Nope.
No, it had like a humanoid head inside of it in a jar that we had to take out and use as a key.
And so around about I don't remember exactly how, but we got back to this. Maybe it was a different. What was her name?
Alexi.
The leader, Lexe. So it was like Lexe 0 or what Alpha Lexe Prime something. I don't remember.
All good terms.
And then we found out like the masked figure showed up and they're like, oh, I'm 6's sibling 7, and it was another Harengon. and we had to make a choice to give the head to either Lexi Prime or to Seven, and we gave it to Seven. And here we are.
It's about family.
Family.
Gave it to Seven, who then teleported you to a ruinous place that you have come to realize is/was Neogokyo. I can only hope that every week in the future I get Kevin to do the recaps because they're the best. Thank you, Kevin, for doing that. So yes, you all had a choice on who to give this data cube to: Lexi, the Lexi Zero, or the masked figure who revealed themselves to be Seven, who I think Six was pretty surprised to see. And then ultimately you all made the decision, or well, I should say mostly Flash made the decision to toss the data cube over towards Seven's side. And with that, Seven threw open a portal and sent you all to what looks to be
Open a portal.
yeah, you do it better than I do. The ruinous remains of Neogokyo. All of you see, just to kind of recap the ending of last session, you all see surrounding you what was once an advanced city in complete ruin. Massive steel structures have collapsed over one another. Huge chunks of metal earth around them blasted and missing. The wreckage of Neogokyo City, or Neogokyo Prime as it was referred to, spreads out to a dark mist in the horizon. A roiling, twisted overcast hangs above, pouring down fierce rain and howling winds that forcefully push against you. Flashes of lightning continuously swim through the dark clouds above. The already deafening wind and rain joined by the deep crackle of thunder. Seven, turning to you all and pulling up his hood to cover his head from the rain, looks and, trying to speak over the sheer amount of rain and sound, says, "Welcome to Zero Reality."
It's not much of a looker, is it? What happened here?
Yeah, pretty grim looking.
Six runs up and punches him.
Nice.
Make an attack roll.
Oh, you've been historically good at these.
Oh.
And the trend continues.
You trying to punch your brother?
Yeah.
Like in the face?
Yeah.
You punch Seven in the face, who looks at you almost baffled and says, "What was that for?"
You were alive this whole time? Really?
Seven is going to make a roll here. Does an 18 hit your AC?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Seven grips a Hexi suit gloved hand and punches you right back in the face and says, "Yes, I was."
Well, then where the hell were you? You just let me think you were dead?
I didn't know where you were. It's not as simple as just trying to locate you. We're talking about several different realities here. A little hard to comb through.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
You would say that.
Quite
Are you even the same Seven from our reality?
It gets complicated. I don't know if any of you come from the same reality.
Oh.
For all I know, you
guess-
come from separate realities.
I had guessed it was different realities.
So in
Do you have
this
confirmation of that?
Um,
How do you know that?
Seven says, "I'm not sure, but I think there may be a way to find out. And he holds up that small white data cube that was excreted from Flash's suit. I just need to figure out how to, I don't know, crack this open to read it. Whatever the hell you scientifically do to this thing.
Oh no. So we don't even know what to do with this paperweight.
No, but I know a place we could go to find out. I think Seven turns around and studies the area. Yeah, this is somewhere just on the outskirts of Prime City. Does anybody have like a spyglass or something?
Oh, that's a good question.
Definitely not.
Not in enough that sometimes I just spot things on accident.
I am looking in my inventory. I have 3 different inventories. Because I have the quiver and my backpack and then the equipment list. Doesn't look like I have anything that could help with that. I have a mirror. Yeah, I don't have anything to help.
It's a thing that I can. No, never mind.
I have the spyglass.
You have a spyglass?
Yes.
Do you hand it over to Seven?
Sure. Better give this back once you're done.
Sure. By the way, what's all of your names?
Well, allow me to introduce myself. I am the commanding officer of this ragtag group of irregulars. My name is Domo. It is a pleasure to meet one of Six's kin, let's say.
MUSA transforms to look like a hobgoblin again. She says, "And I'm second in command, cause hobgoblin's supremacy."
No, don't. She's a little girl. She's one of them Meister experiments. She can do that though.
Like, you've probably seen me around. My name is Vice. Olivid star. And he strikes a bunch of poses like the poses that he does in the movies.
Seven just does that slow cringe face.
Oh well, if you haven't seen him, then you've definitely heard of me, Spider. Some people call me. I go by a lot of different names.
It's hard to keep them straight, if I'm being honest.
I've stopped trying to remember them, honestly.
I feel a strange sensation
Okay,
to
your
punch
fans
one of
remember.
them.
Not a bad inclination, but hey, listen. Our Neogokyo is not like this, at least not to my knowledge. What happened here? Do you know?
Seven is silent, and you see him pop out and extend the spyglass, looking through. After about 30 or so seconds, he claps it and hands it back over to you. What's your name again? He says, handing it towards you, Tally.
Well, if in this reality, it's just Tally.
All right. And you? He says, looking over at the kobold.
Flash is gonna kind of have like a 1,000-yard stare and look up with a little bit of rain and a few tears in his eyes. Put his hand out and shake Seven's hand. I'm Flash.
Are you crying?
Yeah, this is home.
It was home.
And after all that crazy woman said, I think I just blew my ticket to getting back to another one like it.
Seven pops off some rubble and kind of walks over to an area where they were peering through the spyglass and pulling some metal pieces of just debris off of the steel ground. Pulls up a glass tube or jar. Within you see a light greenish mist filling it. And you also see the same shape of the female head that was sort of like the lower half that was largely sort of construct in nature, the lower jaw and neck that connects it to the base, the black and green hair, and pulling it up, kind of pops it up in his hands a couple times and says, "What if you bring her with us? She might be helpful if we can find a way to wake her up, if she's not dead."
Who is he saying this to?
Yeah, what?
He just looks to any of you and then tosses it at you six.
Ugh. I don't want this weird head thing.
Yeah, it might be useful though. We can crash it later.
Alright.
Yeah, why don't you hold on to that? It's giving me the creeps.
Well, we're close. I plan to fill you in, but we've got to get safely indoors first. I know somewhere. Follow me. Seven then begins to lead you through the rubble and debris of the city outskirts. Do you want to say something, Harper?
Yeah, where are you taking us? Where is it that we're going?
There isn't much of anything left here, but there's a remote lab nearby that used to be a place that Lexe Zero used to use. When she's not around, it's usually just manned by some of her cronies. We'll bust in and commandeer the place.
Do you intend to do that before you tell us what's happening around here, or are we gonna beat some people up before you explain everything?
You know what? Speaking of beating people up, didn't you portal in and whoop our asses at one point? What was all that about?
Yes, that's why I don't trust your motives. That thing.
I was trying to kill you back then.
Yes, that's that. Okay.
You were trying to kill me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's understandable.
I didn't know you were you, exactly.
Oh, you just thought it was some other Harengon with rainbow hair and piercings and a bad attitude?
She has a
Let's...
presence. It's hard to miss. I know presence. I'm a rock star.
You guys seem pretty new at this, so I just say it's like not the first time I've seen some of you before. We'll just say that. All you should know now is that I don't plan on killing you right now, or anymore, to be honest.
What was the old other domos like? Were they just as strong and cool as I was?
One of them was actually pretty strong, yeah. Maybe stronger than you are.
Wow.
Ooh,
I am pretty awesome.
look at that hobgoblin supremacy.
Stop it. I will turn this adventure around if you don't stop it, MUSA.
Did you meet
No,
up?
in all seriousness, no, it's I'm making light of it, but this is a lot to take in at once. Let's get to that place you mentioned, the safe place.
Did you meet others like me? Did you meet other MUSAs?
Yeah, I did.
What were they like?
They were
Did they get out? Were they free?
energetic. Look, maybe the answers you're looking for up ahead. I just want to get us out of this nasty storm. It's not going to end anytime soon.
Honestly, I got a lot of things I'm feeling right now, and I don't like to feel, so let's just go beat some people up.
Exactly my thoughts. This is what I've been trying to say the whole time.
All right, folks.
Sorry,
As-
Kyle, go ahead.
You're good. Well, I suppose we're just as lost without you, so whatever you're using us for, because you clearly are. Let's go.
Harper, as you travel along following Seven, who's leading you through this just complete wreckage of what was once Neogokyo Prime, you have a strange sensation that overcomes you.
Oh,
It's that similar uncomfortable feeling that started back in that other facility.
are you telling me I'm not the Prime? Whatever my name is, Harper Road.
Give me like either an Arcana or like I don't know what, a history. Give me some type of check. I think one of those two would work the best for what I'm gonna try and reveal to you.
Let me look at my thing here. All right, cool. I'm gonna use the inspiration I got from Mama Bear.
Oh, nice.
I don't like this feeling. I wish it would go away, or at least I knew what it was about. Arcana. Oh, 21.
Yeah, with that check, you're able to at least pinpoint somewhat more clearly this feeling. This world, Harper, there's a deafening silence to it, despite all the noise that you hear around you. The thing that you've been feeling that's off for a while is that this world, maybe even what's beyond this, there's no melody here. Not like a single note.
Song of the stars is still. The melody of the heavens is quiet and I can't hear it. What's happening? You, Seven, start talking. What happened to this place? What happened to the reality? Why can't I hear that sweet song?
Can we get out of the rain first? You want to get struck by lightning?
I don't care. I can't hear the music anymore. The music died today.
It's okay, Spider. It's gonna be all right. Let's get you let's dry you off.
Is this how you people live? Not hearing the sound of the universe?
Is he insane?
The universe makes sounds?
All right, we're getting off track. Please, I'm drenched. I want to get out of this rain.
MUSA looks at Six and is like, has your brother always had problems walking and talking? It's not that hard.
He's just... You know what? I don't even know if this is my brother anymore.
Oh.
Yes, brother of Six, the one who also loves to walk and talk all the time.
That's true. You're not much for conversation, Six.
No. I didn't ask to be thrown into this weird experiment thing.
Didn't you, though? You kind of did.
No.
We all kind of did.
I never asked.
Oh, I guess, yeah, you... Well, I mean, this means you get to go free from your sentence, remember?
Yeah, to what? This crap?
I mean, yeah. We all kind of chose to be here.
I didn't choose it. I mean, kinda did. I just made a bad mistake, but I'm kinda with her.
We definitely all made mistakes, that's for sure. Look where we are.
Would I recognize any of this rubble or any of this place? Would I know where we're at or where we're headed?
You could make a perception or history check. If it's perception, it's a disadvantage because it's pretty hard to see in all the maelstrom above.
Through the tears, I can remember the streets. I can give you an advantage on history check. Nothing matters. Nothing matters.
It's hard, Flash, to really make out exactly where you guys may be heading specifically in the city, but just studying the dark silhouette of the city skyline and at least what is left of the buildings, this was Neogokyo. And certainly with the maelstrom of heavy rain and constant lightning and thunderous booming in the background, this certainly seems like what was once Neogokyo Prime, the city itself, the only city on Neogokyo.
As we're walking, I'm gonna twiddle my finger once and cast Minor Illusion and make a little glowing star sit on Spider's shoulder and pat him on the side and say, hey, you may not be my spider, but you're my spider, buddy. Don't worry, we'll get out of here.
Yeah, okay.
Seven turns around and says, look, none of you blame yourselves. Lexi roped us all into this. None of us chose this.
That's true.
Yeah, hopefully she got fragged. Defragged. Fuck her.
My thoughts exactly. It's not too long after this trek through the rain. It's almost hard to hear each other through the pounding sound of the rain and the thunderous echo around you. That 7 eventually leads you to a open area of the city where you find yourself standing in front of a large, rounded tunnel entrance that appears on the surface of the metal streets or the steel streets. Its opening here looks like it would normally be hollow and able to walk into, but now it seems almost purposefully covered by a ragtag collection of steel pieces that form a makeshift wall. You see 7 walk up and say, "We'll need to get inside here. It's a little more quiet. This is where our base used to be. Someone help me pry this thing open."
Yeah, dude, like, I've lifted plates twice this size before.
All right, meathead, come here. Let's do this.
Oh, wait, I forgot. These are for show. He's got an 8 in strength.
Yeah, he's a monk.
I was wondering. I was like, does he have a secret strength? I mean, and I was also like, is Harper just, or is Kyle just literally making him do it just because he is the meathead?
No, I forgot. I literally forgot.
It was perfectly in character either way.
But
Leave it to me.
Wait, were you gonna do it, Kyle?
yeah, just because I'd rather do it quickly. Spider kind of stands up. He says, "You know what? I've thought about it, and this is probably like if I had to construct an album, like this would be a great episode for it, and I've found strength at that. And you guys can start calling me Multiverse now instead of Spider. I don't even know who that is anymore." And I think this is my final form. I've finally found a universe without sound. That's the final sound. I'm gonna bring noise to these universe. And I'm gonna start by moving this door out of the way. And that was a long speech for them. I apologize. Strength?
Athletics check, please.
Oop, good. I take the wrong. Athletics. Wow. There we go. 10.
Yeah.
It takes you a second on your side as the groan of the steel pieces that seem grafted together are pretty heavy, but eventually, along with 7 on the other side helping, you're able to sort of like pry open 2 sides of this makeshift wall to form at least an entrance large enough for you to enter inside and to get away from the heavy rain that is out on the exterior of the area here. You find yourselves inside of this tunnel now. It's pretty dark within. You can still hear the sort of echo of the rain and thunder outside. 7 waves you on, and you travel into the tunnel for an extra 5 or so minutes. You watch as 7 pulls out a torch and kind of lights it up, leading you through the tunnels. And 5 minutes in, you reach on the right side against the rounded tunnel walls that seem to have descended a little bit, a set of steel double doors. 7 pulls their hood over, kind of just trying to cover their face, and you see their mask come back up, and 7 puts the shoulder up against one of the doors. All right, 6, you wanted to bust some heads? You want to break in here with me?
Yeah. Do it.
Just like old times, he says.
I guess. If you're really my brother.
He chuckles a little bit as you say this. And both of you grab at the doors. Give me a strength athletics check to pry them open.
11.
Yeah.
Oh, Musa?
I was gonna say I could help you if you need on that.
Sure.
Is it too late? Or
No.
no?
MUSA could come out.
I'm going to cast enhance ability on 6
Oh, nice.
to give her bull strength. Gives her advantage on strength checks.
Okay.
You feel your adrenaline increase, your muscles tighten, 6.
Nice.
And
22.
both you and 7 grabbing at the 2 double doors, you can kind of feel that they're held tight shut. Both of you sort of rend them free, not from the wall, but you hear the bending of metal, and as you tear open the doors, it seems as though a metal bar was keeping them closed shut, and both of you have just snapped them out. You see inside what looks like a somewhat faintly lit old laboratory that is covered in all type of what looks like scientific product and items. There's a couple flasks on a counter, some like a board on the wall with a couple different old, almost illegible as they're scratched through on with chalk on a board and stuff like this. A couple pieces of those glass panels that you've seen floating in Lexi's laboratory in that variant world that are now just sort of sitting on a couple desks in an island. The sound of the doors tearing open is loud, and you hear a voice calling out from a separate room as they begin to head this way. Lexi, is that you? You hear a call from within. Coming out from a separate room and looking up to see all of you is what looks like a human-looking girl, probably somewhere in her 20s, wearing a simple, unwashed white gown. Her deep strawberry hair frayed and wavy towards the ends. Small freckles dot her somewhat dirty face. You see 7, a massive purple warhammer forming in the clutch of his fist, pointed directly at the figure as he says, "Move and die. Bring the rest of them out. No funny business." The female takes a step back and says, okay. And turning back around, she says, "Girls, we have guests." As she does this, you begin to see 3 other figures step out. One of them steps out and looks similar to this main girl, but is taller, with long, thin arms that stretch much further than they should, hanging just a few inches from the ground. A second figure, or third all in all, steps out from the separate room too. This one still similar to the other 2, but is much shorter than the other 2. Actually probably closer to the size of 6 and 7. No strawberry hair on their head like the other 2, only patches of orangish hair on an enlarged head with visible veins. She also has one eye that looks to be much larger than the other.
Oh no.
And the final figure stepping out to make it 4 is what looks to be waddling in between the group, a goose.
No. It's all the variants.
Do they look like MUSA?
They look very similar to MUSA.
Oh no.
The
Oh, go ahead.
20-year-old says, "Wait, are you Lexi's new bonders? We've been waiting to meet you. Where's Lexi?"
She's not with us?
7, this isn't exactly what I had in mind when you said we were gonna bust some heads. Is that a goose?
7 says, "She's not coming. Now you're gonna let us stay here for a little while. At least we get some rest and get some info from you on whatever the fuck Lexi's up to. If you follow our demands, then we don't have to crack any skulls. Got it?" Girls look to each other and say, yeah, sure.
Now, there's no skulls gonna be cracked, but you should give us that information if you know what's good for you.
Come in, the main one says. Please.
Great. Happy to.
You guys all begin to step inside out from the storm.
Did I check on them?
What's that, Tally?
Could I do an insight check
Sure, on who?
on the variants?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty good.
Is there anything specific you're trying to determine with that check?
how aligned they are to Lexi's plans, or if they're like aware of Lexi's goals.
From you studying their facial and body movements, they very similar to MUSA, since you know MUSA pretty well at this point, seem very chipper, very expressive, very charismatic, and they appear to have a pretty deep fondness from the way that they said all this of Lexi.
Tali goes over to, I guess, the main variant and says, like, tries to put a hand on the shoulder and is like, I'm really sorry that you lost Lexi.
She turns and says, What? Lexi's not dead?
Oh no, she's just not here.
Move.
Well, yeah,
But
she
we
hasn't been here for several weeks, but she always comes back. She always checks on us.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, well, we're here because she told us to check on you.
Make a deception check.
Advantage. You know, she was really concerned about you. She mentioned you all by name.
Well, she knows us all by name.
That's why she mentioned you by name to us.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
are you to-
that tracks. Yeah.
An advantage.
Your advantage.
Giving you advantage on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, Lexi
I
went to a
will-
farm upstate.
She'll live with all the other left.
I will use this inspiration card that I had for like
Makes sense,
ages.
yeah.
Sure.
It adds +2.
Okay. So, what is that, a 13 total?
Yeah.
Okay. The 20-something-year-old MUSA clone sort of looks on and is a little sort of like wary as you say this, but says, "Oh, well, yeah. Okay. So, if any of you forgot, I'm MUSA," she says. This, she points over to the sort of long, gangly one. This is Lusa. The one with a large head waves a small hand and says, "I'm Susa."
God damn it, Jason.
And the goose quacks. And Susa turns and says, "That's Goosa."
Goosa. Yes, Goosa.
It is Gusa.
See, you should have given us a curveball like that. That's Carl. The goose.
Yeah, I should have.
My name is
man.
Chuck.
Wow.
jeez.
Chuck the Duck.
How long have you all been here?
Oh, I mean, for a while now. 2-3 years, I guess?
Wow. How'd you guys escape from the Maesters in your realities?
Oh, we're not from different realities. We're here from zero reality. We all come from here.
Oh.
You must come from a collateral reality, right?
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I've never been out of the labs until these missions.
They
I
all
really
sort
don't
of,
know much about the outside.
all the girls kind of gather around you and are sort of just like, not poking and prodding, but just sort of like looking at you, kind of walking around, looking at themselves, just kind of taking in the,
Like a hobgoblin.
the different features you have. And they say, you look very different than all of us, but yeah, there is a connection, I think.
Oh, well, I mean, I change back to look more like myself, my typical look.
Oh yeah, you're a hobgoblin.
They all
You guys
go ahead.
can't change?
They all smile and say, "Oh, now you look much better." They look to one another as you say this, and they kind of point. And Lusa says, "Only MUSA can do it."
There's another MUSA?
Me, the one who looks
Oh, yeah.
a couple years older than you, waves their hand.
Oh.
It's not much use anymore, but I could.
It's still fun. At least I think it's fun.
Oh, absolutely, it's fun.
Okay. Yeah.
As
Weird.
What's weird?
Just looking at yourself, but not looking in a mirror, but it's weird.
You didn't talk to any of the other clones in your collateral reality?
I've never seen anyone like me before.
You're a clone?
I guess, maybe?
Ah,
I thought I was created. Completely
like a
unique.
clone?
No, not from anything. At least not that the Maesters never let on.
Huh. How about that?
They all begin to carefully, but begin to kind of like touch at your Hexi suit. Wow. No way. You actually bonded with one.
Oh, yeah. We're good.
Wow, congratulations, they say, kind of smiling at you.
It didn't work for you guys?
Oh, no. We're the rechecks.
Oh, well, that's not nice.
It tracks.
That's why Lexe was calling us bonders, I guess. Because we got these things bonded to us.
Exactly, Lusa says. Seven looks and says, "All right, I'm gonna need a couple things from you all. 6, pull that head out. I need you guys to find some way to maybe power this thing up."
What does he mean? Power this thing up? Does he mean the head in the jar? Power it up?
Yeah.
Would Arcana help me try to look at it, maybe figure that out?
Sure.
Ooh, let me look. I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
What about that wire? Touch that one.
6 pulls it out and she just starts shaking it.
22.
You see the hair shifting in the light, gaseous green inside, kind of shifting around, but the head seems firmly attached to the bottom piece. It moves around, but it's not banging against the sides of the glass. With your check of a 22, MUSA, it looks like if there was some type of machinery or technology in this room that could maybe use some form of electricity or energy, it's possible that maybe it could help power up the head, if the head is even still alive.
I'll look up to the other MUSA and be like, do you have anything in here connected to any sort of electrical grid or?
She steps over and says, "May I?" kind of reaching for the head in the glass from 6.
Oh God, yes, please. Take it.
And takes it and says, "We don't have much energy left here at all, but there's some reserves that we could try to plug this thing into. It may take a couple hours, but if it's still alive in there, maybe it'll wake up after that.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I could use a little nap anyways.
Yeah, better.
I agree.
Good idea.
Tired, I guess.
Seven says, where's Lexe at? And the older MUSA says, she took the Hexamal Zero and tried to get back into her own lab in the Masterminds facilities underground. She's been gone for several weeks, though. We don't know where she went to. We're not even sure if she made it there.
Huh.
All right, fine, Seven says. We're gonna stay here for a couple hours, get some rest. We also need some food. You guys are hungry, right?
Always.
Yeah.
The Musas look to each other and say, well, Lexi's gone and has been. We don't really have enough for all of us and you. We only have enough for ourselves for the next couple days.
It's unfortunate. It sounds like you have just enough for a few fewer days because you're gonna feed us, right?
Don't take food from the destitute, you lout. What are you doing?
But I'm hungry and they offer it.
Are you gonna make give me some type of check if you want, Arbor.
Yeah, what is the general mood of the group on that? Because I won't if everybody's kind of souring on that idea.
Oh no, Domo's just giving you a hard time. She's not going to stop you from taking food from these people.
Well, I mean, I guess if you insist.
I mean, I personally don't want to take food from them, but Six doesn't care, so.
Oh, kind of the same place. Oh yes, well, since you offered persuasion check. Oh, that's small. Excellent. 8.
Man.
You guys haven't heard my music, have you? You don't know starter when it's in front of you, do you?
MUSA says, we could maybe give you some, but we can't give you much. We don't have a lot.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
We can spare like 3 or 4, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that'd be great. I'll take
You know,
one.
I have rations if you need.
Oh.
I bought some too.
Well, now I feel stupid. Why did you guys make me go on and on about taking their food? I told you they didn't want to offer it to us. They were just being polite.
I wanted to see how cutthroat you were going to be about it. But anyway, here's some adventure bread. Enjoy.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to mark it off my inventory.
MUSA looks on and says, did you still need our stuff?
No, it's fine.
No, I'm good.
Okay, it says.
There's really only one thing I need.
And Six takes out her tankard.
Oh,
of plenty.
no.
And it's gross.
7 reaches into their Hexi suit and he pulls out a tankard very similar to yours and holds it up to cheers yours, 6.
All right.
She dink. Cheers.
This is mayonnaise, though.
He takes a
no.
swig from yours.
Gross.
Keeps you
Great
good.
mayonnaise.
Hey, so while we're recuperating there, Seven, why don't you tell us how did the city get ruined?
All right, let me break it down for you now that we're out of that loud ass shit outside. Last thing I remember is being pulled away from my sibling, kind of waving their flask over towards 6, unscourged through some weird magic hole. Found myself inside the Mastermind labs. I don't know if they pulled me there purposefully or if it was maybe some type of weird magic fluke. I tried breaking out, but they kept casting some weird sleep magic on me to stop me every time I did.
Oh.
Eventually, one of the times I tried to do it, I woke up and was in a room with 5 other test subjects wearing this suit, he says as he kind of tugs at the Hexi suit. I was told that this time if I help this woman or genius known as Lexe with her experiments, they'd not only set me free but return me to Scourge. Didn't have much of a choice, so I suppose I went ahead and do it. I have to imagine that's probably somewhat similar to how you all found yourselves in this situation.
Close to a T.
More or
pretty
less.
much.
How did you get wrapped up with him? 7 says to you 6.
Well, you know, I was in jail for a little bit. You know how it is, and I
That's
guess
because you didn't have me to break you out this time.
Yeah, it's been a little hard since you've been gone, but I've managed. You know, I could take care of myself.
Oh, I'm well aware of it. I think we just
but-
work better as a team, that's all.
Huh. If you even are my brother.
If that even is your real man.
I mean, he is in a cosmic sense.
If that even is.
If that even is a real goose.
Yeah, that goose.
What can I do to make you believe me then?
Oh shit.
Don't you remember? Do you have like a super secret handshake from when you guys were kids? That only your brother would know?
Or knowing you two, secret scars that you put on each other when you didn't tell your parents.
I mean, that's true. What's something that we've done in the past that only we'd know about? Just me and you.
Gross. Your brother and sister.
What kind of childhood did you have? Secret scars that we put on each other. Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
you say 6.
What did we have for dinner the last time we ate together?
7 reaches back and scratches their head and says, "What did you guys have for dinner last night?"
Am I telling you about Board?
I
What's going on right now?
Yeah, so whatever is whatever is the actual thing that you remember is what 7 would tell you.
Are there are there pigeons on Scourge?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, but I don't know if you want to eat those.
It would have been Scourge pigeons.
Acid pigeon nuggets.
Yeah.
They didn't have very much money,
Gross.
so it would have just been pigeons on
Yeah.
the street.
7 says nearly burned our mouth, inside of our mouth is out, but yeah, acid pigeons.
You know, it sounds kind of crazy, but I kind of miss that taste sometimes.
Absolutely.
I love
Now
that
we
you
know.
mixed in what's in my lunchbox.
So look, I was pulled to this place, this zero reality. Thrown into this experimentation with a couple other test subjects. Lexe told us about this creature that she crafted the suits from, this Hexi. Says she took pieces from it, formed them into the suits themselves. Said the reason she did that was so that other people besides the creature itself could manipulate this suit energy, whatever it's called. Told us that we could create whole other realities out of thin air using the weird energies of it. It sounded insane until we tried it. And it worked. But she also told us something else. These collateral realities that we make, they don't last. She said the only constant is zero reality. The collateral realities we create with the suits are temporary. Once all of the suits within a collateral reality leave it, that reality ceases to exist.
Wait, so as soon as we headed back from each mission, everybody died?
More or less. I mean, ceased to exist, I guess. But then again, they didn't really exist an hour before you went there, so...
Good to say, it seems like they just returned back to what they were before we looked at them.
Still pretty wild to think about, though. Entire reality full of years and years of history just there, and then all of a sudden gone.
Where do these realities come from? I don't understand.
She said the suits. The suits make them.
These suits are incredibly powerful, then, to create entire realities.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Like, I'm confused. Like, we go into, like, a dream reality? Or, like, a physical, real, like, actual reality?
Oh, it's real. There's probably something you guys may have, like, I don't know, especially Six over here. I'm sure there's something you probably grabbed, shoved into your pockets, and then when you came back, it's still there. Not a dream. It's all real.
It was more of the heximals. That's what always drew us back, is that... I don't know. I'm confused.
Grabs for that necklace that she stole from the ghost.
You reach into your packs, and as you rifle through, you grab and pull out the necklace.
I still have the necklace in?
Mm-hmm.
Could I take a big long shot on a history check for anything about, like, planar knowledge? I mean, like, just if I've ever heard anything that it sounds like it might be planar, like a different... the concept of different worlds?
Sure.
That's a huge one, but... yeah, I don't know shit.
Yeah.
Man, our roles for checks tonight.
You've heard of Flash. You've heard of so in our campaign, you've heard of different planes, which are sort of like a separate layer of the material over top of the one we are currently in, the prime material. And you've even also heard of different spheres, different places that you can travel between that sort of hold their own planets within. It's kind of like a large bubble that holds different worlds in it. And you've heard that there are other worlds out there that have several bubbles. The Twixt plane itself is an entirely different plane that seems to overlap everything else in some ways. That sort of collects different planets and stuff through these openings that have been created over time. But you've never heard of anything like entire other complete realities coming from nothing other than the suits themselves.
Six is gonna take out that necklace and, hold it at the 7 and be like, well, I got this from one of those collateral reality thingies you're talking about. Are you saying this has ceased to exist?
Well, no. And you see 7 reach in their packs and pulls out the flask again. I didn't exactly get this from my own reality. May have absconded with quite a bit of alcohol during my excursions with Lexi's little test. The only thing I could do to comfort myself. Seems as though pulling stuff from these collateral realities to the zero reality, or wherever you go with it, is fine. It'll stay there and exist. But whatever's in that collateral reality when all the suits leave it, disappears.
Is it the big Hexis that's maintaining all these collateral realities still, or is it something else?
Well, I'm assuming she sent you on these, what you call them, excursions to separate realities? These collateral realities. You saw, what, other heximals?
Right, big ones.
Yeah.
Which got absorbed into our suit. That's what got us sent back after each mission.
The only one I know of is Hexamal Zero, the original.
Are you saying that all hexamals are part of the zero?
Maybe. Or maybe those were just variants, different versions of Zero. I don't really know how that works.
Well, explain to... I'm confused. So, but Six's necklace, it came from a collateral reality.
A CR, yeah.
And that collateral reality also came from a collateral reality that wasn't part of... that was a collateral reality to what did you call this? Zero reality?
Yeah.
So it's a branch of a branch and we can still pull things out of it? So did we solve scarcity with this? Is that what this is? Why is there any more war?
No, I think you're making it too complicated. But by the time we was gone with the item, it wasn't in the universe to disappear no more. We took it with us. We grounded it in our reality.
Sure.
So was this like a big puzzle with like a bunch of pieces and they all got thrown to the wind and she's just trying to pull them all back together to get a big picture or something? Or
She was destroying realities. When we took the hexamals, those realities ceased to exist.
7, what's it all mean?
You're trying to ask someone who's not a scientist there, buddy. I have no fucking clue. I have to imagine. Well, we went on excursions too, but we didn't see anything like these other hexamals. I have a feeling whatever you guys were doing with that variant hexamal that I summarily ended, thank you very much, probably has some information on this data cube 7 pulls out, which we'll try and figure out how to read this thing once everyone gets some rest.
Wait.
Is that why you brought us here? Because you knew it was a safer place to read the cube?
Oh no, this place is probably the most dangerous of all.
Great, glad we came to this one.
The thing
back
is...
up.
What?
Are you saying that Lexi is responsible for what happened to you and me?
Of course she is.
Ugh, I knew there was a reason I didn't like that bitch.
Okay.
Look, she was doing the same thing with me and this original team of bonders here in Zero Reality, sending us off on these excursions, but all she was having us do was gather notes about the differences between the collateral ones and this one, the Zero Reality. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but at some point on our excursions, the Hexamal Zero she had in containment broke out of her control. Got free. It decimated Neogokyo Prime. It absorbed everybody it could. And those it couldn't, it just simply kill. When it was done here, it used its newfound powers to travel off of this planet to the rest of the Twixt. Lexi's little project had failed because she couldn't keep it under a tight enough lid. And it's massacred all of Zero Reality as a result.
We stopped that from happening in the main campaign. Player knowledge, not character knowledge. Maybe not. Just seemed like we did.
Just
we blew it up.
This is true. This is true. Was that Zero Reality though?
That's right? That's what I'm thinking. Is that the reality that our main group is in is not Zero Reality then? Because we weren't there to save it. This is all character player speculation. Domo's sitting there like,
Of course.
Well, it seems like the big hexamal has had a bunch of little Hexi babies, and now they're in other realities.
I don't know. I mean, when our team returned from the Clado Reality excursions, we came back to this. Lexi had shifted over to this site here, bringing us in and telling us all about our time in the Clado Realities and what happened here. She said that our time in those other realities would be a key in defeating this Hexamal Zero if it eventually returned to Neogokyo. And she was right. Hexamal Zero did return. But Lexe tricked us. She never intended to kill it. She told us it was possible to destroy Heximal, but while fighting it, all of us bonders, she used our suits, put us in a state of paralysis. And Heximal Zero started to absorb us one by one. It killed all my other teammates. I was the last one left, but before it could get to me, it stopped. Like fell into some weird kind of sleep or something. I was pretty outraged, to say the least. This woman destroyed all worlds, and then instead of actually finding a way to kill Heximal, she decided to just give the thing a fucking nap, at the cost of everyone I knew up until that point.
It's awful.
I mean, it sounds like it stopped it. It's not a perfect solve, but something, right?
Did it though?
Yeah, but with it sleeping, it was weak. I could have killed the thing, and I was going to, but Lexe freaked out and activated my suit to send me into another collateral reality. She probably knew that I could have stopped all this. She doesn't want her experiment exploited and destroyed.
We've met 2 Lexes, and none of them seems like they have the ability to freak out.
I mean, okay, maybe she didn't freak out. You know what I mean. Freak out in the genius way.
In the genius way.
Oh no.
It took me a while to...
risky calculation.
Yeah, more something like that, exactly. It was a while before I could get the process down pat, but I was eventually able to learn to jump into collateral realities myself. I've been using the collateral realities to try and find other variant Lexes that she's roped into this process and tried to ensure that what happened in our Zero reality doesn't happen in any others. All the while I've been trying to hunt down Lexe Zero ever since she disappeared along with the Heximal she trapped here. That's why I initially attacked you all. I just assumed that you were more cogs in the machine, and I was trying to put an end to it.
Understandable.
I mean, the universe is a big place. Did she only attack here? Do you know if anywhere else in this reality is okay?
No, none of it's okay.
Oh god, the Heximal got it.
There's a place in the center of the city. I'll show you what its destruction wrought. Look, that genius is insane. After all the destruction Heximal Zero's wrought, she still wants to keep the damn thing alive for her experiments. She doesn't care who she uses to get what she wants either.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot getting in her way. He gestures to all of the destruction.
Exactly. Except us.
Okay.
The plan is you all rest. We get our strength back. And then if what these girls say is true, and the Lexe you saw back at that plant has found a way to sneak back into her lab where she has this Heximal Zero hold up, we're gonna bust in and kill the thing once and for all. Put an end to all this.
Wouldn't that mean that we couldn't be jumping through realities anymore and we'd be stuck here with nothing but our company? No offense, but I need more of you. There's not enough of you.
We'd still have our suits.
That could jump through realities and all that.
Sure. You guys don't need Hexi to do it.
I feel like I'm missing something. But okay. I'm eager.
I'm talking about we kill Heximal Zero, the original.
Sure.
These suits still function. And I'm sure if it's dead, they'll still continue to function.
Okay.
So, we have to wear these suits for the rest of our lives? Is that what you're telling me?
Unless you can find some way to take the thing off.
No. All right then. Great. Fine, I didn't want to ever change clothes again anyway. It's fine, really. It's not mad about it at all.
I suppose I am curious what she's doing all this for, and that's on this data cube, you say?
I don't know. I think this was something that was created by your variant, Lexe. So whatever you guys were doing in those excursions, whatever she was trying to do to make you, from what it sounds like, absorb other Hexis, maybe powering up your suits or something, but for what, I don't know. That's probably what's on the data cube.
Well, let's get to that. Yeah, let's get to that lab and see if we can't get this cube open.
We could also ask the girls here too, if one of you wants to try.
What's on the cube?
They could get it open?
I don't know. They were her little cronies, like I said, like little school children, always dawdling around her legs.
Little girls, come here.
They have names.
You didn't feed us, so come open this cube. And he throws at the closest one.
Oh my god. Don't throw it.
Well, okay. What?
Goosa catches it in her goose bill.
Nice.
And
It needs thumbs.
Sousa picks it up with her thin arms and puts it up on a table. The goose drops it down and kind of runs its bill at the cube and then says, wah, 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 wah.
Hold up. I can't comprehend languages on myself. Say it again, but slower and prettier.
The Goosa tells you that...
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think I can understand it unless it understands.
You're thinking
Literal.
of speak with animals.
Yeah. I heard understand literal meaning. It must be a language. That's right.
Oh,
So if the goose is speaking an actual language like avian or whatever, then I can understand it.
The goose is speaking goose.
So I guess it's goose. It's a GM decision then.
I'll say yeah. You just hear goose noises. Although wait, what's the text for? Go ahead. Tell.
I think I can understand goose sounds. And does speak with animals.
Nice.
Oh, it's
Hello, Goosa.
Hello, she says.
Do you have bread?
She literally says, "You guys have extra bread?"
I do have extra bread.
You know, I heard you were supposed to feed geese bread. It's bad for it. Go ahead.
But hurt, right? There you go.
Goosa chomps it down, and then puts like a webbed foot on the cube and kind of moves it back and forth and says, "All right. If you want to read what's on this thing, I've seen Lexe do it before. She's made these things. You'd need to have your suit absorb it. It's kind of like a book. It holds information inside. All you'd need to do is just have your suit sort of pull it back in using your brain. But unless you understand numeromancy, or you had some other way to translate the information from the cube, it's going to be pretty hard to understand. The genius use a system of numbers for their information. Pretty hard to translate without some help."
We need a translator then. All right.
One smart goose.
I'm you.
I guess we are pretty smart.
We sure are.
Luckily, this doesn't take a lot of interpreting. I do have this. I can read all writing.
Oh.
If I pulled that in, would I be able to understand what it said? Just not meant, or like.
In this case, no, only because it's technically not writing.
Okay.
It's numbers. It's equations. Sure. So a little different, just outside of the scope of it.
Yeah, I figured it was like Mass Effect, like you're getting the cipher, you don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, kind of. Very
cipher,
similar.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe. What do you think, Seven? Something might help us in the lab, or do you know where we could find a translator?
I was gonna ask you guys.
Well, shit.
I don't know this math speak stuff.
Is it possible that any of us are smart enough to just try to like take a guess?
Give me some type of check to see. Like a check to figure out how you could decipher this information. Investigation,
that sounds
Arcana.
like an investigation, yeah.
Do some Arcana.
Maybe, yeah.
14.
If anybody's got a decent Arcana,
Actually,
I'll assist them.
I got some.
I'm gonna use a plus
I have
one
a plus
on that.
5 on my
I
Arcana.
got plus
I help
5.
Tally.
Ooh,
She's
sure.
smart.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does that give Tally advantage?
Yeah. No offense, MUSA. It's just that
There
I
we
can't
go.
tell you from the other children. It's very confusing for me right now.
Throw enough dice, we'll eventually roll over a 10.
One of us.
You all do pretty well. Domo, you get the Tally, and MUSA, you have the sense that it is probably best for someone like Lexe to probably translate this to you, or another genius. Unfortunately, you're not sure how many of those are left. Domo, you said plus 1 to go to 15?
15, yeah.
So then between you and Tally, you both get the sense, as a matter of fact, you're unsure if Seven can with their suit, but you guys have the actual sentient Hexis in your own, who may be able to understand this language naturally themselves.
Oh. What do you think, little guy? Can you read one of them here diagnostics?
She says to her shirt collar.
A face begins to push out from your collar, the face of the Hexi that you see down below. And it says, hang on. Testing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, actually, yes, we can translate it for you. It is part of the reason we were made.
Oh, see, that's perfect. You can take a look at it. You never want to put the goose before the gander.
They tell you, Domo, that any one of you who possess a speaking Hexi variant just needs to put the data cube up to your suits and imagine your Hexi pulling it within, and it'll just happen naturally.
Great, saves us a trip.
Yeah, I can do it. I can read all languages. Give it to me.
You put it up to your suit, Harper, and it begins to absorb inside. You just watch this like firm, hard, almost like metal cube or thickness of metal as you push it against you. Begin to push inside of your suit and disappear. As it disappears, there is a couple seconds until your Hexi face pops out from sort of like the middle section of your suit, Harper.
I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Give me another one.
It says, extrapolating the data. Lexe was sending your group on excursions to collateral realities via Lexe Zero's orders. You were all to absorb enough hexamal variance biomass in order to have a thick enough exterior shell matrix in order to survive in a location outside of the known multiverse. The reason for this trip remains unknown. This information seems to have been created purposefully to be returned to Lexe Zero for analysis.
So, we was just sucking up all them other Hexis so that our suits get stronger? So she can send us on some kind of crazy, hazardous mission?
Likely to continue some form of the experiment, from what we gather, yes.
Well, that didn't tell us as much as I had hoped, but it's good information to have.
There is much more data specifically on the suits, but we figured it would be better not to bother you with all of the details.
Oh, we like details.
That might be useful, though.
You want exact specifications for your exterior shell matrices and the networking levels?
Oh, I'm gonna take a nap. You guys go ahead.
Well, maybe it'll teach us about the suits. Maybe we can learn how to take them off.
There is not any data present here in terms of useful information for removing us from you.
Oh, well. I
It's
saw it.
fine, I guess.
If you want, we could start with your blood oxygen levels that have been increased over time and go from there.
Oh, bro, I need all the stats. Give me all the protein levels, my amino levels, my other workout terms that I know offhand.
Track his heart rate.
That's a good one.
It's basically a smartwatch.
We have all of those here in very vivid and detailed descriptions.
All his macros.
They begin to actually go through telling you a series of numbers and measurements for each of you in long, painstaking detail.
Six drinks a lot from her tankard and settles in for a nap.
Vice writes all these down and says, "But Bill dat," and he rounds everything up a bunch. Makes it more impressive.
Are all of you taking your long rest if you'd like to?
Oh, it's going to be long rest. Cool.
If you'd like to, yes.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Rest indeed.
Bells, slots.
Only half of your hit dice.
There's like there's two rooms that are separated from sort of like main laboratory area that have some very makeshift bedding here, where most of the clones probably sleep, that they allow you to use to rest as they sort of just try to stay out of your way in the main area. At some point, as everyone is taking some rest, whether you're just sort of just trying to get some actual sleep or trying to take it slow and get your energy and reserves back, the group of girls enter into the room that MUSA is in. If anyone else would be in there too. Would anyone else be in the room that MUSA is resting in? You don't have to be. I'm just saying if you want to be in there, you can.
It smells like cheese in that room for some reason. Not the good kind. The cheap kind.
Sure, I can.
Okay, so Tally's in there, MUSA's in there. Anybody else? Okay, just those two.
I mean, what are our choices here? Is there a like a reason we'd be in there as opposed to like anywhere else?
They're like, they seem to be coming in to maybe start a conversation. So anyone who wanted to be in that room could be, if they want to, if they care.
Yeah, sure. Dome will be in there too. Why not?
Okay.
She's frightened and confused and wants more information about this terrible apocalyptic place.
So Domo, you, MUSA, original MUSA, and or I guess collateral MUSA, and Tally are each in this room. That the 4 MUSA clones kind of, they're not like creeping into, but you know, they're trying to be quiet as they come into to not rouse the rest of the group. And they kind of like sit in between each of you. And the 20-something-year-old MUSA clone looks to you, MUSA, and says, "So, did they ever tell you what you were created for? Other than, I guess, being the perfect bonder?"
I mean, I guess they at first I thought they were trying to make me some sort of weapon out of magic. That's what it seemed like they were doing with me, but it didn't work because my magic doesn't exactly always work the way I want it to. I don't have some control.
Oh. Well, maybe it's that potential percentage of chaos that allowed you to bond with the suits. You all realize how lucky you are to be able to actually be alive and bonded with the suits at the same time, right?
No. I mean, I didn't think it was that impressive.
Yeah, it's something like a 2% chance to even attempt it without it killing you.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
That's what we were created for, the MUSA says, kind of pointing at the others with herself. The suits, they prove deadly to pretty much every subject that Lexe tried them on, so that's when she had the cloning department start creating us.
Well, did you know the original? Who you were created from?
Oh,
Cloned from?
I don't know. I guess not, if there was an original.
Where did we come from? I just want to know. I just want to know so much.
You're MUSA too, right?
What was that?
You're MUSA too, right?
Yeah, my name is MUSA. At least
Okay.
that's what they designated me.
Did they tell you the acronym?
Yes, of course. Have to look it up because I don't remember it myself.
What's the acronym? I didn't know your name was an acronym.
Yeah. It stood for oh gosh, I don't know. Where did I write that?
They say ours is a mutagenic universal symbiote assimilator.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So, you like... What does that mean, though?
Well, we were created to specifically be able to survive the bonding with the Hexi suits in a symbiotic relationship.
Oh, so you were specifically designed to do what we's doing right now. And
Yeah.
That must be nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Knowing what your purpose is and all.
I mean, that's at least what our names mean here in Zero Reality. We're all MUSA too. We just kind of changed them so it's not so confusing. There was a lot of us made, but any of our clones who merged with the Hexi suit died pretty violently. So we were all that's left. We were already designated failures even before the bonding process was tried on the 4 of us. The cloning department planned to purge all of us, but Lexe was able to spare those of us you see here. She was different from the other genius. She wasn't all that cold like they were. She cared for us. She felt bad when they were going to purge us. She snuck us out of the labs, deep under the surface, and helped us to create a space to live here on the outskirts of the city. She even, like we were saying before, visits occasionally. It's like a remote lab of hers.
How did you survive? If she only visits sometimes.
She brings us food and the things we need. It's dangerous out there because of the storms, but, I mean, that's really all. The lack of food.
We killed their caregiver. We killed their caregiver and then tried to take their food.
Wait, we didn't.
We didn't, but it was
But
discussed.
we tried.
No.
Yeah.
But we did definitely at least cause their caregiver to die. Although, I mean, you know, it was a tough situation. Even still, I feel bad for the MUSAs. I'm trying to think if we tell them, and Domo thinks she's just not going to mention anything about this to them.
If we don't tell them, though, they're just gonna keep waiting and like think that she's gonna bring them food and stuff.
Fuck yeah, that's good. Who wants to? Domo pulls you guys aside.
All right, we gotta tell him. Who's gonna tell him?
Sounds like something for the leader to do.
Oh, you would say that. You would say. Wouldn't they want to hear it from a friendly face? You know, a very familiar face that they're all familiar with.
MUSA looks like a hobgoblin again. I mean, you look just like me, so it could be either one of us.
Well, I don't know what you're getting at. I feel like you're telling MUSA to change into Lexe, but...
No, I was just saying to look at him like normal MUSA.
What do you mean? I've always been a hobgoblin.
Yeah, all right. This isn't going anywhere. All right, I guess I'll do it.
Domo walks over to them and takes a knee, and then realizes that half of them are taller, like way too tall when she does that, and then stands up again and says,
I got some bad news for you. You may want to sit down to hear this.
What's the news?
Well, we was on a mission and we just came across Lexe Zero, right? And
recently?
Yeah, real recently.
Huh.
There was a bad explosion, and well, we didn't have the means to bring her with us, and I'm worried that, well, Lexe Zero might not be coming back at all.
I mean, she's pretty resourceful. You didn't, see her die, right?
It's true.
No.
We didn't. She might still be okay, but maybe, have a backup plan to get food and whatnot. I'd hate to see you waste away just waiting for old Lexe here.
That's an important point, but our Lexe, you have to keep in mind, always has a backup plan. She is a genius, after all. I highly doubt that she's just let herself get exploded. She's out there somewhere, I'm sure.
Domo scratches her temples.
She didn't seem very worried, so maybe you're right.
And looks back to the rest of the group. Kind of shrugs.
I mean, I guess it's possible. She may be okay.
Well, just in case, Tally comes closer. Is like, you know how Lexe is always prepared. Maybe you all should prepare just in case she's a little bit late.
The MUSAs look to one another and say, well, Lexi's never late, but, I mean, in the instance that she doesn't come, well, we're kind of in a little bit of a pickle, seeing as, there's nothing here to eat.
I mean, well, what kind of food does Lexe usually bring you?
Oh, all kinds of delicious stuff. Exotic foods even sometimes. It's all fresh.
That makes sense.
7.
Tally turns to Domo and whoever's closer and says, "Do you think she's going from other realities to bring them back here?"
Probably.
Could we bring them somewhere? I mean, if our Hexis can jump realities, can we take them away from here?
I don't think it works like that.
But 6 bought the necklace if we just hang on. Right?
It's worth a shot. When we're ready to go, we could give it a try, but I mean, if Lexe does come back, she's probably gonna be awful sore with us.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She's resourceful, right?
Sure. Well, nothing we can do about it tonight.
True.
The MUSA clones make some small talk with you in the room, and as it continues and dies down a bit, At some point during the rest, you see, you MUSA specifically, Gusa comes over and sort of just like grabs the edge of your Hexi suit with its duck bill and begins to kind of like tug on it to try and pull you out of the room.
Oh, okay.
As you follow along outside into the main area where it doesn't look like anyone's hanging out right now. Everyone's in these two separate rooms, smaller rooms, getting some rest. You see Gusa sort of be picked up by Susa, the shorter one with the enlarged head. And you watch as the goose kind of reaches down underneath one of its wings and drops into your open hand another white data cube.
Oh.
It reaches up its head, and Susa places an ear next to its bill as it softly quacks. And Susa leans over to your ear, MUSA, and says, "Keep it a secret from everyone. You're to only use this when you hear the terms TRC. Your suit will absorb the info when the time is right. A promise we made. You have to follow this, MUSA. You're one of us."
Yeah. Well, TRC, like something. What do you mean? Someone is just gonna say those letters?
If you hear that term, those letters, use this cube, absorb it, and find out what the information says.
Oh, okay.
We don't know anything other than that, but a promise is a promise.
Who made you make this promise?
We can't say. We were sworn to secrecy.
I don't think I would lie to myself. I trust you.
And we trust you. That's why we're giving it specifically to you.
I put the cube away. I'm like, I will make sure to do that.
They both nod. As some of you are resting, Flash, pushing out of your suit as you're resting is your Hexi face. And it says,
Flash, what are your ambitions?
That's a good question, man. I think this kind of changed him. Personally, now I think I want to just get back home, or whatever reality I can, kind of take it from there.
Interesting. You have ambitions. Heximal Zero has ambitions. We never considered ambitions. We were never given enough time between memory wipes to ever consider exactly what we would want, besides carrying out Lexi's orders.
Interesting. What's your ambition, little dude?
This is a thought that is new to us. We do not know yet.
I'll put it simple for you. You see, we kobolds are kind of dime a dozen, you know. There's a lot of us where I come from, all over. You'll see a lot of them running around in cities making music. That's kind of how I got my name. I hit it big quick when I was younger and gone to flash, you know. Dust in the wind and all that, little man.
You still have a good couple years left in you, we believe.
Yeah, me too. That's kind of why I was hoping to come here. I thought maybe I could find, you know, somebody to pass a little of the lineage down to. Carry a song or two. Music transcends the cosmos. Listen to old Spider, Harper, Hunky Dory Rouge over there. That's part of it. I may only be here for a short time, but maybe a couple of my tunes or somebody else will be able to carry it on longer.
Interesting things to think about.
The Hexi face slowly begins to pull back into your suit and disappears.
I give it the weird living outfit suit kind of a pat on my own shoulder and like shiver.
Everyone gets a +1 from Anna. Thank you, Anna.
Nice.
Jason got 3 +1s. No, 4.
Stop it. Stop it.
Tally. As you are resting / meditating, begin to find yourself pulled into a dream, or perhaps, a more apt term, a memory. You find yourself somewhere else. This place seems to be constructed of mostly wood. The interior here looks to be some type of educational setting. Maybe a school or perhaps an orphanage of some type. You see many smaller children running around. It suits this guess. Different activities on smaller desks. You see and find yourself, likely through your core eyes memory, standing at the back behind this classroom setting, where all of the students appear to be standing in a group, circled around a few students up towards the front of this area. Up at the front past the students, you see what looks like 3 or 4 different students. Smaller kids, maybe 8 to 10 years old, each of them. They appear to be using different pieces of wood, and each are building a tower that seems to stretch up. They made it pretty far. 3 of the students have actually cleared 5 or so feet using their blocks. And 2 of them specifically are nearing 7 feet tall. They actually have to use these small little stepladder chairs to step on to continue placing their small blocks on top, watching as the tower shifts and shakes, making sure that there's not too much wobble for it to collapse. You notice that one of the children, this smaller child with this dark brown hair, appears to be and strikes you as the young boy version of the male Kalashtar that your Korai Ishara has been having memories of. You watch as he is stepping on his little stepladder and eyes another girl's tower, the one closest to its tallness to his. He climbs to the top and precariously places 3 more blocks, his tower near dominantly a good half a foot now above hers. He pulls a hand back and watches. She laughs, but you can tell there's a nervousness on her face. She grabs a block that are sort of held in her apron or her dress that she kind of grips with a hand, and goes to place a block on her own tower. But as she does, she watches as it begins to wobble harshly. She pulls back, clenching her teeth. Her tower still stands, but is still 2 blocks less from matching the Kalashtar's. She begins to place one more, but before she puts it down, she looks at her tower and then pulls back. She looks over at the male Kalashtar and shakes her head no. You hear the sound of the class beginning to clap for for the male Kalashtar's tower, who's the tallest of them all. His competitors have all conceded to his own towering masterpiece. You can see the little boy look at his tower, smiling at his creation. And then you hear the voice, something coming from very close to you, that says, "Higher, higher, higher, higher." And you look to your left and see your Korai Ishara standing next to you. She's staring at the boy and doesn't look over to you as she says, "That's what I told him. That's what I remember." As she says this, just sort of to herself, standing next to you, you watch as the young Kalashtar boy looks back at his tower, slightly unsure. But then that unsure face transitions to a face of determination. The boy grabs one more wooden block. You can hear the sounds of gasps coming from some of the kids as the winner of the competition is continuing to build their own. He begins to place one more piece, watching the wobble of the tower. And then one more. Tower begins to lean harshly. Filled with determination, he places one more block on top. This time his tower leans too hard to the side. You hear the sound of crumbling wooden blocks as it crashes down on the orphanage or school floor. He looks on shocked, watching as the tower topples over. You can hear the sound of children laughing and pointing at the fact that his tower has fallen. He watches, looking at the crowd, a look on his face that's disheartened as he stares down at the wooden collapse below him. You hear Ishara next to you say, "They only laugh because they never attempted it themselves," she says, almost whispering to him in this memory. She now finally turns to look at you, Tally. "These memories are coming back to me. I understand now. I don't remember how, but he died. When he died, he lacked any kin to speak of. No family or Kalashtar connection for me to transition to. So I became lost, trapped in a realm of dreams, repeating the same broken memories, like I was trying to make myself remember. I would have been trapped there forever, I think, if not for you. What was your childhood like, Tally?"
Busy? I don't know how to describe it to you. It was loud and filled with people trying to work towards the common goal, which is to continue your line.
Were you driven?
Before I found out I might not go to my reality, I could say I was highly driven. Now, I'm not sure.
There's a somber look on her face. You might be right. All of that may be gone now. Whatever reality you came from, whatever reality I came from, I suppose it's all gone. All we have now are our dreams of the past. She smiles slightly and looks to you and says, "And we have each other."
That's true.
You stare at each other for a minute, just sharing a moment between the two of you. Things begin to grow more hazy. The room begins to shift and disappear into darkness, and so too does her face, as a murky, inky blackness overtakes it. And you come out of your memory. Everyone can go ahead and heal up if you haven't already. Replace any of the stuff that you need to. And otherwise, you all come back after resting for your 8 hours. Refreshed and renewed now.
I don't know if refreshed is the right.
Yes, I suppose that may be not the correct term.
Oh my goodness.
How's Gusa? That's the important question. Is Gusa okay?
Goose is like taking a nap. She's become this ball of white feathers in the corner along with the other MUSAs.
Geese actually take naps by like turning their whole head.
Yeah, her
and,
head is like,
tucking
yeah,
it.
tucked into
Yeah.
her wing, yeah.
So cute.
Oh my goodness.
Did they do the thing to the head? Weren't they gonna do something to it?
They may have. As you wake up, what would you like to do?
I mean, I guess it's time to move on. Try to
Figure out a way to turn this head on.
Right. Did you have any luck powering it up?
I guess Domo asked the closest USA.
Yes, Lusa, the lanky one, steps over and says, "Oh, yes, 1 second." And she pulls the head off of this table that seemed to be glowing, a faint glow to it. You hear like a clicking noise as she pulls the head up that's in this tube. And she hands it over and says, "Well, if she's not dead, and I'm assuming she'll wake up at some point, but yes, here, I guess."
Well, does anyone have any sort of magic that they could use to interrogate this thing, assuming it's even alive, really? Any way to poke around in its thoughts, you know?
Well, I don't know any magic, but
think so.
maybe I could.
I mean, we could always try talking to it. It just didn't seem very friendly is all.
Pretty persuasive, deceptive, and performative.
Domo taps the glass.
As you tap the glass, Domo, the female head within begins to slowly sort of open her eyes, almost sort of like in a sleepy manner, and then blinks once or twice, and then looks around to each of you. She
Terrifying.
looks and says, "Oh, great. Of course you couldn't have just killed me, I suppose. You've kept me around to gloat, haven't you?"
Not quite. Trust me, we wouldn't keep a severed head of our own volition unless there was a reason for it.
She looks around, sort of studying the surroundings. Well then, what are you doing? Where have you taken me?
We'll ask the questions around here. You're a head in a jar.
I did have a body until you destroyed that.
That's right.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have come on down from the ceiling with a big giant robot body and scared us. Did you ever think of that?
That's right.
I mean, yes, I suppose that's a point of view. There's also the point of view that you broke into the facility.
That's right.
Well, we got, you know. Listen, we've all made mistakes. Point being, you're gonna tell us everything you know about Hexi Zero.
Yeah, that's right.
Good wingmanning, multiverse, you really.
It pays off once you've said it about 4 or 5 times.
the hell do you want to know about that thing? And how do you know about that thing?
Well, we have...
know a lot.
Yeah, we know a lot of things.
That's right.
We was well briefed. And we need to know where this Hexi thing is, this Hexi 0, this Heximal 0. And we need to know...
Domo looks to the rest of the group.
How to kill it, probably.
Yeah. What is... Yeah. That's right.
I have no idea where it is.
What was the plans for it then? Why were you trying to come after it? What was all this about?
They weren't my plans. Well, look, why would I help you anyway? You just kill me.
Because you get to gloat because we're dumb and definitely haven't figured this out?
I certainly could, yes, I suppose. You are all idiots.
I know. And to think that we never considered that one thing that you were doing with it all. What was the point of it all?
What?
I don't know.
What if I told you we could maybe hook you up with a new body and just kind of let you go on your way, huh? And I like slyly wink and give a thumbs up.
Someone knows here how to speak properly, at least. Bring some good deals to the table.
Deals? I'm sorry. Six walks up and she like gets like eye to eye with this head.
Yes, smash my brain in, destroy me, crush me under your rabbit feet.
If you don't tell us what we need to know,
Yes, go on.
I'm gonna poop in the jar.
Oh no.
She'll do it. I've seen her do worse.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm trained in intimidation. Can I help her with that?
Sure.
I am too, actually. Yeah, awesome.
That's a crit.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna poop in the jar, I swear.
She looks to each of you and says, I've done some fucked up shit in my life, but this is truly worse than just killing me.
Tell us what we want to know.
You're all sick. Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where Heximal 0 is. I don't know why you're calling it Heximal 0. It was just termed Heximal.
Your organization, I took it, were they the original creators?
No.
Of the Heximal?
My boss found Heximal and decided to use it for his own gains.
Alright, so it was a naturally occurring organism then.
I suppose you could say that.
So, there might be more of them out there, right?
I doubt it. This is a, let's just say, unique specimen.
Well, what happened then? You found this thing. How did it get away from you?
Look, my boss was, thought outside the box. He was a man who truly wished to see the world change for the better. All worlds. Fortunately, there was a couple misfires getting things going, but eventually we located this Heximal creature, which, from all of our intel, from our equipment that we used, seemed to suggest that it held within it a pretty radical power. So we retrieved the specimen, and my boss attempted to try and extrapolate this power until the thing ate him.
Oh. Okay, alright. So what happened after that? Your boss got ate, and then what happened to the Heximal?
Call me dumb, who was your boss?
A Kalashtar. His name was Calypso. I don't even know why I'm telling you this, honestly. Just kill me.
No? Poop.
You want me to do it? You really want
No.
me to do it?
Poop is coming.
Wait.
You can fire out one little bullet to start.
No.
Look, after my
is there
boss...
poop in pellets?
Anyways.
After my boss died, it threw the entire facility into a state of alert. I'm not really sure what happened after that. I used to have a mechanical body that I got around in. Although I survived, the heximal creature destroyed it. There was a lot of commotion happening, and then there was a long period where nothing much happened. I don't think we had many visitors. After that, I eventually was able to find one of the security constructs who was able to outfit me in the highest level of security construct forms that they had available, so that if any of the interlopers got into the plant, I could at least protect what was left of my boss's research. I owed him that much, at least.
A compelling enough story. It doesn't help us, though. You must have some clue. A creature that big, that magnificent, it couldn't have just got away that easy. Surely you must have had some suspicion.
Why do you want to know all this?
We're asking the questions around here. Don't make me position this tiny rabbit directly above your tank, because
I'm not trying to obscure information from you. You have to understand, without a body, I am a head in a jar. So once I was disconnected from that mobile portion of getting around the facility, it became a little difficult to tell where exactly the creature went.
I look to the rest of the group because I don't know where to go from here. That was our lead.
Wait, what does the male Kalashtar have to do with the Hexamol? Do we know
the
that?
The owner of the factory that we were in before we teleported away.
And what does that factory have to do with the Hexamol? Do we know that?
You do not know if that's connected.
Wait, so does your boss have something to do with the Hexamol then? Is that where this is going?
Well, yes, I just said he's the one who found the thing. He discovered it, if you will.
So where's your boss now? In that facility that just blew to smithereens?
He got ate. She mentioned the Hexamol ate him.
Oh.
Doesn't do much good for us, right?
Do you know where your boss found the Hexamol?
It's a place that you could never go to. So what does it matter?
What? Why is that?
Yeah. Why can't we go there?
Because anyone who goes there doesn't last very long. It's not meant for mortals to travel to.
Oh, now you gotta tell us. Now you gotta tell us, because you have piqued my interest.
I'm telling you, I come from a place where they work on all sorts of devices that they attach heads and hearts and all limbs to and get you a new body. Just let us know.
I'll poop in the jar.
Or she'll poop in the jar.
Look, I'll tell you, but it's not like you could go there.
That's fine. We're not asking you to figure out the logistics. We just want to know.
Hexamol comes from a realm beyond, outside of any of the known multiverse, a place called the Far Realm.
Ooh.
No.
My boss was particularly, let's just say, acquainted with the Far Realm, and decided to follow up.
Can Domo make a history check on the Far Realm to see how much my character would know of the concept?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, no, it was in Pulp Science Weekly. I read all of that.
Yeah, Domo, you have heard of like tall tales between maybe like, you know, patrol or regiment kind of gathered around a fire, telling tales of a place where eyeballs melt and the sky looks like it's on fire. Creatures that are eating themselves that never end. A place that just completely doesn't make any sense at all. It almost sounds too unreal to be a real place.
It's a madhouse. Stuff don't make no sense there. It's like hell, but somehow hell makes more sense.
I'm pretty sure we're there.
Oh,
No,
trust me.
No, my friends.
They, in unison, both of them say no.
6 is gonna turn to 7, who I'm guessing is there, and say, "You ever heard of this place?"
7 takes a swig from his flask and says, no.
Good answer.
Well, that's real helpful. Thank you.
Oh, look, you guys can keep talking to this head, but my whole idea is, from what it sounds like the girls were saying, that Lexi was trying and get back into her laboratory here on Neogokyo, in the mastermind facility below the surface. That's what she's really doing. Then she snuck Hexamal Zero there, probably to continue her little experimentations. The idea was to get everyone rested up, and then we'll go see if we can find a way to get inside, and then beat the living shit out of it.
Well, you're the one that wanted this head powered up so bad. You got any questions for it?
No. You guys have pretty much covered everything I wanted to know. Hey, do you know Lexi? The head looks and says, no. Who's that? Alright, that's the end of my questions.
I like these rabbits. They're very short and to the point. All right, so that's our next goal then, right? We got to break into where 7 thinks that Lexi took Hexamal Zero.
If we can find a way back down into her labs, which is a long shot considering you can't get down there in any conventional means. You gotta like teleport through their magic or some type of technology here. But once you get down there, if she's in there or if she's stored Hexamal Zero, it doesn't really matter if she's there or not. We'll put an end to all this.
Right. That sounds good enough to me.
Look, this whole situation, she's the cause of all of this. Hexi's just the blade that she's used to do it with. I say we remove the blade first, and then we can punish her in whatever way we see fit. Hopefully long and slow.
Yes. We'll put a pin in that last part, but yeah, for the most part, I agree.
Give them ideas.
That wasn't intentional.
I mean, she destroyed her own universes, your realities, where you came from, your homes. Does it piss you off?
Yeah, but wasn't that the other Lexi? The not Zero Lexi is the one that did that, right?
She's working for Lexi Zero.
Yeah.
Well, it's all very confusing, but yeah, you know what? Fuck her. Let's go ruin her plans. Let's do it.
Sure.
Look, it's either that or we all just sit around here with a bunch of clones and starve. I'm just suggesting we have a little fun, right?
I like it. That's assertiveness right there. He would have got that merit badge.
Better than starving.
Well then, if everybody's ready, we'll head out, 7 says.
Lead the way.
You all begin
to... I have one more question.
To who?
You, he says to 6 and then 7. How many more? 6, 7? Was there 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1? And how many after 7? Is 7 the last?
Yeah, 7 was the last. Then obviously there was a 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I mean, why do you think we got our names?
Yeah, why would they just call us 6 and 7? That's weird.
Because, I don't know, why call anyone 6 and 7? That seems diminutive to being at the very best.
It's just simple. It's a numbering system. It's easy that way.
Yeah, you're the one whose name keeps changing with no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, what the hell is your real name?
You have to have something sensible that stands the test of time, like my name. What's my name again? Multiverse.
Multiverse? That's what we're going with, huh?
Today.
He's a multiverse, all right.
Anyways, everybody has a stupid name. You're a stupid name. I don't want to do this anymore. You're not my friend.
Thank God for that. Six, come on, let's get ready and get out of here.
Let's gear up.
All right.
You all begin to gather your things. The MUSA clone unit sort of sees you doing this and looks to each of you as you're kind of gathering your packs and says, "Will you come back sometime?"
Well, were we gonna try to take them with us? I get. No. Well, no. Oh, I like this.
Seven turns and says, "You probably don't want to bring them where we're going."
Bad leaving them here, though.
We'll be back before you know it.
That's a lie.
Look, you gotta learn to take care of yourselves. You can't rely on other people.
Just in case we never come back, you know.
MUSA kind of stands up a little firm and says, "We can take care of ourselves. You don't understand what it's like out there, though. This isn't like a forested world where we can just hunt food. There is no food. It's metal. It's all metal."
Oh, there's gotta be something out there. You can't be the only living things here.
You really don't understand what Heximal's done, then.
Oh, well, Domo's at a loss here. Domo is sympathetic to the situation, but also doesn't want it to get in the way of the mission. But also, it's extra MUSA, so it's like they're sort of almost members of the team, almost.
Seven kind of pulls you guys in and says, "Look, I don't want him to come with us. They'll just get in the way when we're trying to stop Heximal. I want to kill this thing. I want to put an end to all this shit. After that, I don't care. Go back to him. Hell, maybe we find a way to make our suits just create a collateral reality that we could all just live in. We may be stuck inside the suits, but we could at least live in a better life than this. Be something, I guess, if we can find a way."
I mean, let's do baby steps at first. We'll do the mission and then we'll come back here and regroup.
That's all I'm focused on right now. I agree.
All right, MUSA and all. We will be back after a successful mission, and we'll figure out what to do from there.
Okay, they say. We hope you come back soon then. Gusa says, "Wah."
Hi, Gusa.
And then Gusa eyes you, MUSA, with like a deadpan stare of seriousness.
Thanks, strong, Gusa.
All right, Seven says, let's head out that way.
I guess speaking of head out, we shouldn't just leave this ornery severed head here in the middle of the floor.
It's not gonna do anything.
It's not like it's going anywhere.
I suppose so. All right, head, we're gonna leave you here. But
wait, why? What about my robot body?
We don't have a robot body for you.
You fucking lied to me, you pieces of shit.
No,
I didn't lie to you. I didn't say nothing.
I was dead serious when I said I was gonna poop in your jar.
Then that one lied, she says, eyeing you, Flash.
I didn't lie to you. We just gotta... You see where we're at now? We're gonna go to a different version of it down the road. And I told you, I'll take you there. I'll find you, at least some sort of body to get you into, and maybe you could work up to another chaos, destruction, security death bot like you were before or whatever. But, you could feel free to come with us now and get blasted and never make it there. So just chill here for a bit and we'll come back for you.
It's a promising thing you're offering me.
Actually, yeah, why not? Why not just bring her? If she dies, she dies.
Well,
If
now hold
not,
on. You're saying something about some type of large death machine, big, dangerous. I could probably potentially kill a lot of people if I wanted to.
I don't want to be carrying around some big old head in a jar.
Yeah, just leave me here.
Wait.
Go get my death machine and come back.
Yeah, just stay here and wait.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right,
Six is gonna look at the Musas and say,
Musas, if this head gives you any trouble, boil it. It'll probably make a good soup.
No, don't eat. No, don't eat it. Don't actually eat it. I'm pretty sure it's not sanitary.
Do you want us to take care of it or something then?
No, it doesn't need food. Just
leave it there.
Yeah, just keep it in the quiet corner where it's not going to bother you.
Okay, we'll look after your head. Does it have a name?
Does it? Okay.
Wait. No. I was trying to come up with a name for it. I got nothing. I wanted to come up with a funny goof, but I got nothing.
The head in the jar just looks and says, just call me BD, that's fine.
BD.
Okay, BD.
Hey, Tolly, it's a long shot, but what's the over-under on putting the head inside Houdini's body?
I don't know how that would work, per se.
Very under, I would guess, just at a chance.
I mean, it's your Houdini, you know? And you'd have to deal
I don't know
with...
how he would... Yeah, he would just have to carry it everywhere.
Owning a head is a big responsibility.
Come back and Goose is going to be swimming in the jar.
I also say they can stay here. I have some more questions for them, and I would like for them to be safe. And I trust these Usas.
Well, all right then. Domo gets her gear together, pushes the head into a quiet corner of the room, facing away from them.
Oh, you're just gonna baby. Okay, fine. I see how it is.
just facing a corner the whole time.
Wait, one more thing. And I grab a blanket, just...
No!
Go night-night, he says, overly loud. Bad time.
I can't wait for that death machine.
Dream about it. Sleepies.
I will. So, gathering your things, you each begin to head out from this remote lab area and back into the Neogokyo Prime.
We as we start to head out, I toss a couple of crystals to the MUSAs. Say anytime you get really lonely and it gets kind of scary, just rub the crystal once or twice and it'll play a song. Put some nice soft ones on there, some old stuff that I used to listen to. Might
Cool.
help, keep the scary stuff away, you know.
We'll do that. Yeah, thanks.
It's like an explosive device.
We mean that metaphorically. Don't do that in search of defense. It will actually attract attention and maybe a bad thing if there are bad things out there.
Oh, nothing exists. We're fine. It's just us now.
The good point.
No.
I looked at Domo. Hey, imagine how much money we could get when we're all done with this by giving the masterminds just a head in a jar. Just imagine.
You think that'll actually work?
I mean, she might get her wish. We might get some money. I mean, that's a lucrative offer, an investment for us.
I mean, it's an undead head that tried to kill us. Let's not do it too many favors.
I mean, that's pretty much most of the masterminds anyway, so...
All right. Well, we'll see.
Goodbye.
We've
Floating
already,
We're walking and talking in the rain.
we've already started the next part of the adventure. Hurry up.
You guys continue to trek along with Seven leading the way. You find yourselves pushing through the center of the destroyed city on foot here, crawling across several gaps in the steel earth, moving your way over debris, watching where you step on the uneven pockets around you. Sometimes walking in the darkness of tall vertical buildings that once stood high into the sky, now toppled over. As you continue your trek, you find yourself entering into what looks like close to the epicenter of what was the city. You see Seven stop and kind of keeping their hood over their face. He looks up and points and says, "Now you can see it. This is really the only spot you're going to be able to." As he points up, you all look, and you see above the city here, right in the center, the maelstrom of the heavy overcast, the rain and the thunder shifting through the clouds above, actually has parted somewhat here. It's very faint at the center of the town. You can actually see past the clouds in this opening to wild space up above you in the sky. As you look up ahead, you can see in the inky darkness where you would once see a number of stars, there are very little now. Or once you could look up and count several, more than you could on both of your hands. You now count, those of you who are particularly good with your passive perception, 3.
Shit.
I could count that high.
Seven looks back and says, "That's it. He's destroyed everything else."
Okay then. And we're gonna take this thing out. There's something that ate a bunch of stars.
Well, it's easy.
This is the best opportunity we have with it, and it's sleep or whatever the stasis is. Yeah, it's our shot. Otherwise, Lexe just keeps messing with it, fucking around, making it more strong or something like that.
I mean, I guess if
Right.
you get the drop on it while it's sleeping.
Yeah.
Fair point. We should try to come up with a plan as we go, though. Sneaking up and stabbing it while it's asleep, I don't think that's gonna get us very far.
Well, I mean, if we all attack the thing at once, right?
Oh my god, it really is just another 6.
Look, I fought you guys before. You're not pushovers. And I'm assuming you probably, like you were saying, absorbed a good amount of Hexi at this point. You're strong. Stronger than you may think. It's not the best idea, but it's our best shot. Who's going to stop it if we don't?
I still don't like these odds, though. There ought to be something we can do. Does the Hexi have any weaknesses or anything? Can we drop a big building on it or something? Maybe, I don't know.
If it's actually deep within her lab, no, that's out of the question. But between her warhammer and mine, Seven says, I think we can probably crush its skull pretty well.
How big is this thing? It's eating a star and you're gonna hit it with a hammer?
It's our size.
That sounds... What?
It's our size. Bigger than me in 6. It's your size, he says, pointing at you, Harper. It's not big.
Okay.
I mean, look, if you have any special plans, then let me know. explosives. I mean, I'm open for much of anything as long as we get in there and try and take it out.
I've got arrows and me old noodle, but that's about it.
I saw what happened to the thing. It fell asleep or went unconscious. It's not aware. We all pinpoint our attacks, point them at the head. We'll kill this thing.
Well, I suppose it's better than having absolutely no plan.
It's practically no plan. It's one step better than no plan. We hit it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Testing.
Almost like desperately searching her character sheet for something that might...
What's the danger that this thing wakes up when we're around it? Do we have to... Is it
Well,
just napping, or is it like, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We all get in there and kill it as quick as possible. The idea that it just doesn't have a chance to even wake up. If it wakes up, we're fucked. So
Someone keep it asleep while we do this. Is there some assurance that we could? I just don't think all of us attacking it at once is going to.
This plan
Just
sounds
kinda-
like doo-doo balls, is what we're all trying to nicely say.
I mean, we could do some serious damage, but something capable of devouring this much, I just don't know if we got what it takes to pull it off.
That's what I'm thinking.
Why do you think we're gonna be successful, son? You've never seen somebody kill something like this before.
I never said I was 100% sure we were going to be successful. But what else are we going to do? Wait?
Well, you know what the other MUSAs said? They said that Lexe Zero always had a backup plan. And if this thing is down in the labs where Lexe was working on it, maybe she's got some sort of contingency that could help us.
That's why I was asking how sleepy it was. If we can walk around while it's down there, we can look around. If it's gonna wake up at the slightest toe fall, then we're fucked. We gotta stab it, hope that works.
I say we reconnaissance and gather information as much as we can. There's got to be some research documents or something.
All I know
agree.
is...
I don't think Lexe would keep this without some kind of safety concerns.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Just seeing how prudish, cautious she was. I think we can maybe pass around it, search what we can, and come back with at least better information than we have right now.
Or if we find something promising, take it out right then and there. I get what you're saying, Seven. Seven, you're saying that, we don't want to miss this opportunity, right?
Part of the reason for me being so, let's say, gung-ho about the whole thing is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Lexi's pretty untrustful. She will just throw us away as soon as use us. You guys probably don't realize this, but she's used each of you a variety of times. Maybe not Lexe Zero, but variants of Lexe. I didn't want to really talk about it, but yeah, we've mentioned it. I've killed you before. She's used you. Different versions of you. She doesn't care. She'll use anyone.
As I see it, you don't seem much different, to be honest. You've killed us multiple times, just like she's killed us multiple times. Both of you are searching for your own ends. Difference is who you're looking for it from.
Right. The difference being I'm trying to stop the monster that she seems to be keeping alive for her experiments.
He's got a good point. This thing can't be allowed to keep going. Just look at the destruction.
I agree, and that's why I think that just going to try and stab it is a bad idea. I think we should reconnaissance, is my point.
Right. So we're all in agreement then. We're still gonna keep going to the lab, and we have to find that silver bullet. Lexe must have had something.
Oh,
I mean,
Then I agree with you. I believe that if she is also using us, she was also using this. So there must have been a way, just as you have seen with our alternates, to control this one. I don't trust Lexi as well as you do. I mean, as equally as you do. So
I don't think
this
anybody.
one shot? Yeah.
I don't think anybody
And you
trusts
want
Lexi.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want this one shot, don't you want it to be the cincher? What if it wakes at this moment? Like, you could lose everything at this entire brilliant shot we have in front of us. So let's try to make that one shot value successful.
Yes, a coup de grace, not a crap de grace.
Look, I just think maybe our brains work differently. Me and Six, we have a certain philosophy. I get what you're saying. Maybe we like tiptoe around her lab while we see the thing right there that we could crush its skull in, and then maybe while we're pilfering through her notes or something about like a flask of fluid, the thing wakes up and we're all fucked anyway. I'm just suggesting we get in there now while it's sleeping, and while it's sleeping, we hit it with the heavy weapons. You guys have not seen the full potential of my suit either. I've been working on this thing. We have a fair shot here, but only if it's sleeping is the thing.
Well then, let's not waste any time. One way or the other, we got to get to the lab. So let's make it happen, and we can decide a more impromptu plan once we're there.
Agreed.
Did you say sleeping?
Sleeping, or I don't know what the hell it's talking about.
I swear to God,
There
if
is
you're gonna try to,
absolutely no way.
there is no way the spell sleep is going to work with the star-devouring monster.
No fucking
Oh no,
way.
it would never work on a star-devouring monster. But if I polymorphed it into a sheep, it would.
Say I could polymorph it all. I have that also. Do you think that will work?
I imagine that is going to be a long shot on top of it all.
Yeah.
Do you all think that when this thing was devouring stars, no mages thought, oh, well, golly, I'll just polymorph it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
If they didn't, we know where they're at now.
Yeah, inside of it, yeah.
We remember how that worked out on the robot, right? The non-world devouring robot.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're breaking up.
It did
He's standing
work.
right next to you. You're breaking up, but someone is standing next to you. I'm gonna use that in real life. Oh man.
As you guys are trekking, give me either a perception check or nature check at disadvantage, unless you have like dark vision of some type.
I thought you were gonna be like, give us a stealth check, and like the thing was just gonna appear in front
Hello.
of us right now.
I have dark vision.
I'm naturally curious, but I still just rolled a 7.
12.
Ignore that second roll. You said perception, right?
Perception or nature, both with disadvantage unless you have some type of like dark vision, since it's pretty low light here with the storm.
Kobolds definitely have dark vision.
Disadvantage.
Oh, that's right. You said I was thinking because of the rain. So that'd be a 17.
All right. Let's see here. Yes. Flash. As you guys are trekking ahead, you see up in the sky, as you look ahead, that not too far in the distance there is a swirling dark cloud that seems to move independently from all the other clouds around. It appears to be emitting a constant stream of these lightning strikes onto a tall metal tower, which you would know since you've come from a version of Neogokyo as the lightning towers. The high-tech arcane nature of Neogokyo is unique to this artificial planet, and unlike any others, in that there is a weather system here where they've created the strong storms, and these strong storms in turn strike the large lightning towers that are built all around the outside of the surface of Neogokyo, outside of the city. And that is what stores the energy to power Neogokyo Prime, the city itself. So you haven't seen any of them strike at this one tower like this previously.
Interesting. I relay that to everybody else. I kind of give them a quick rundown.
Is the tower where we're heading?
It's like a little to the
lab?
right of you. Like if you were to actually shift and maybe turn like 30 degrees to the right, you'd begin heading towards it.
I ask Six if it's a good idea to stick next to that thing so there's something taller than us as we walk near all this lightning.
Everybody make either an Arcana or an investigation check.
Oh baby, getting a lot of mileage out of this investigation. 15. You know
nice.
what? I'm gonna make it a 16.
Oh, nice.
Tally. Jeez.
Tally, MUSA, and even Domo.
Yeah.
With your 3 checks, you have seen that Neogokyo is destroyed. There is no power to speak of anywhere else here. But you remember there being talks that the only way to get down below the surface into the Mastermind labs, you cannot get there by lift or by stairs. You have to specifically teleport. There is no doors or ways in or out, only through magic or technology. And this tower seems to be the only one that is gathering energy from the lightning strikes around it.
Well, if we need power, then that's gonna be our go-to.
7, as you guys point this out to him, turns and says, well, why don't we go take a look? At least see what's going on around it.
Is there a teleporter there? I mean, I can't carry energy with my hands.
I mean, it's the best guess that I have, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
7 and all of you turn and begin to head that way. They begin to catch up to the tower that's sort of on the outside edges of the city, almost on the opposite side, where you trek through for a good probably 2 or so hours now. You see towards the base, as the electrified strikes from the swirling cloud above strike it, there seems to be what looks like a makeshift platform that has been built at the base of it, enough to probably fit 10 or so people if they stood on it. A number of piping seems to run that looks like it was an ad hoc build, seems to connect to the tower itself. And on the platform, it glows with a soft blue light.
Well, going down. About time something went right around here. Let's go.
Domo kind of takes the lead and marches towards the blue light.
All right, you march on. Is everyone following?
Yeah.
All right. Each of you follow along and step onto the platform that glows this faint blue light. As each of you step on, there is a flash of light, and you find yourselves somewhere else. And let me just move your characters here. Oh, I need to resize some stuff here.
Uh-oh.
I just need to resize some of your tokens. They're big on this other map I made. I need to keep everything uniform in my maps, but I'm lazy and don't do that.
Sometimes you can't.
Sometimes you can't, that's right. MUSA, do you specifically have like this radius around you for any particular reason?
It's my it's from the wand I use. Radiance.
Oh, is that the thing that emits light?
Yep, 5-foot radiance dim light.
Okay, gotcha. That's right. Okay. Let's do this right here. Do one of these. Okay. As you find yourselves teleporting somewhere else, let's see. You find yourselves here. A white room lit up by several arcane lights. Similar to the laboratory that you found yourselves in with the variant Lexe. Around a very similar scene in large parts. You see Lexe Zero over to the right, along with the familiar faces of the things you've known to come to know as the metagolems, standing each at their own separate sort of floating glass panel with several numbers and stuff moving by. Over on the far wall, you see a large white mass, like a bundle of what looks like a material that your Hexi suits are made out of. However, sticking out of the center, you see the head of a creature. It looks familiar in some ways to the Hexis you've come to know or the Heximals you've hunted, but this one much more human-like. Its dry mouth is cracked. It has no nose, just 2 nostrils, and seems to have some strange purple metallic pieces on its head. It has the top of its head sort of curls and ends in what almost looks like a runoff, like a makeshift portion of hair or some type behind it. Its eyes closed, its head droops low. As you all appear in the room, Lexe Zero looks over to you and says, I have to imagine that despite everything you've been told thus far, there is still some portion, however faint it may dwell within each of you, that is still willing to hold a rational conversation before jumping to conclusions about what you have been through thus far.
Hello again.
Hello.
Suppose we can hear you out.
I've yet to explain my side of these events that have led up to this confrontation. I think it only fair before you decide to attempt to engage in what would easily be considered the most reckless behavior of all reality that has ever seen, that you hear me out before we move forward with whatever it is you plan to do.
I don't see why not.
I mean, we didn't have much time to talk last time with the alarms going off, so you may as well say your piece now.
Seven turns to you all and whispers quietly, She's probably just stalling. She may be setting up a trap for us. Are you sure? This is our chance. It's right there in front of us.
I mean, I feel like we're already in the trap, don't you?
But she might wake it up herself. We could strike now.
We haven't had time to prepare. We can't. It's measure twice, cut once. There's no way
we're gonna have time to just look around though. Now that look at them around us.
Well, yeah, we don't have any time to intel. We strike now. This is our opportunity.
Well, we might get some intel if we would just hear her out. It won't take long.
Oh, this is insanity, Six. You're gonna follow along with him?
Look, I'm just as crazy as the next bunny, but I mean, really? She's here, her things are here, that thing's here. You really think this is gonna work?
We trusted you enough to give you the cube. Trust us and let us at least hear her out. And after that, we'll see what happens. You'll get your revenge yet, I'm sure.
You watch as Seven grips his fist tight and just sort of turns away from you all as you all turn back to Lexe. Allow me to explain. As you said, our previous conversation was cut short. I had to at least attempt to cover my tracks. In the past, she pushes the glass screen away from her for a second. The masterminds retrieved a confined entity. A creature known as Hexi. They gathered it from a derelict Modron research ship. They brought it back for study here within the laboratories. They handed it over to me. I, at one point in the past, worked as a reality architect here with the masterminds. As a reality architect, I have worked on various projects, recreating illusions, modifying memories, etc. I built worlds from the ground up using advanced numeromancy. As I began to test with this new entity and its confinement, I discovered two principal properties that this Hexi contained. First, it had an insatiable urge to absorb and assimilate the abilities, power, and memories of any organic creature it absorbed. It also exuded a strange, what I deemed weird energy. Something so unknown that even the maesters here had no record of. I had never seen anything like this before. All of my work was conducive to ones and zeros. Rational algorithms and mathematics. This creature, its power, defied all of what came before. You see 7 sort of turn to IU6 and then just looks back at Hexi. I wanted to find a way to tap in and control this energy. But I had no luck with the creature itself while it was in containment, so I came up with a separate plan. I began to separate samples of Hexi main form, manipulating it through numeromancy into suits. The things that you have, at this point, been well acquainted with. These suits and the wearers within could then control these energies themselves. Thus, we have Hexi 0, she says, pointing over to the creature you see ahead of you, the original, and the pieces pulled from it to create the prototype suits. There you go.
He's so cool looking.
He's so gross.
He is gross.
Even with their ability to absorb organic material subdued, the suits proved deadly to essentially any subject that we tried them on. Their symbiosis ended in failure and death of the subject. I turned to the cloning department, but nothing fruitful ever came from that either. As a last resort, I collected data on the extreme rare individuals out in the Twixt who possessed the correct genetic template to be able to even attempt to survive the bonding process. Thus, bonders, she says, pointing now at you. I showed the original team of bonders how to manipulate the suit's energy. These suits defy any conventional means of transference of matter and energy that we have come to know here in this reality. Using the suits, you could, as you, again, are likely familiar with, create entirely separate realities, different from our own, the collateral realities, almost out of thin air. Despite them being temporary, of course, the fact that they could be created from the suits is phenomenal. I sent the group out to bring me samples of their experiences on these collateral realities. While they were doing so, Hexi 0 here was able to, unfortunately, slip past security. It broke free of its containment. It grew out of my control. It decimated Neogokyo Prime. You've seen what it looks outside there. It didn't stop there either. It moved off-world and consumed whatever may be left outside of this planet.
Well, how did you get it back in containment then?
I knew, in time, that this place, where it spent such a long time under my care, perhaps may call back to it again. I at least had to hope that. I devised a plan in case this was the actual following of events. I feared that even though Zero Reality was destroyed, if this Heximal Zero realized its true potential, it could hop into collateral realities, where it would restart the process. Infinite worlds would die. Countless people would suffer. It would never end, and Heximal would grow too powerful to ever be stopped. When the initial Bonder team that this Harangon was a part of returned, I networked the data of the collateral realities that had been collected by their suits. It wasn't my preferred choice, but if I could get Heximal Zero, when it finally did return, to absorb the Excel suits of the original Bonders, the networked memory data of the collateral realities within them would build up and trigger. It would, in layman's terms, put Heximal into a stasis where it believed or dreamed, if you will, that it was actually in these collateral realities. Realistically, it is merely in the state that you see it in now, similar to a deep slumber. Heximal assimilated all of the Bonders except the one that stands before you, before the stasis kicked in. I tried reasoning with this one, but he did not listen, lashing out at Heximal and attempting to destroy the sacrifices of the others. So I activated his suit to send it into a collateral reality, safely far away from Heximal Zero. I've been using the collateral realities to find other variants of myself, other Lexes, to ensure that what happened in this Zero reality does not happen in any others. While this Heximal Zero sleeps, I've been attempting to find a way to destroy it. Heximal cannot be killed in any conventional manner. But during my time researching data extracted from its original Kalashtar owner, I believe I found a place where we may find answers to those questions.
Don't tell me.
Seven looks to the rest of you. So you're just siding with her now?
Well, it seems she wants to stop Heximal also.
It doesn't sound like we have the means to destroy this, Seven.
Anyway, yeah, we can't do anything, it sounds like, from this point.
She said your stupid hammer won't work, little bunny man.
And you just take her at face value? How many times has she lied to you before?
Insight check.
As many times as you.
With advantage. Is Lexe trying to trick us? Is she being outwardly dishonest with us?
Cheers.
16.
With a 16, you've been studying Lexe's mannerisms. She both has mechanical arms and legs, as you see. Your original variant only had mechanical legs. As you study this domo, the things that she has been telling you sounds to you to be honest. However, there also seems to be something else, something, maybe portions of this that she's not telling you.
I gathered as much, but the main thing Domo was concerned about was the can't be defeated by conventional means part.
It sounds like Lexe believes that to be the case with your insight check.
Right.
That's a bet I'm not gonna take then. I think she's telling the truth, Seven. I don't think that even if we defied her, we'd be able to stop this thing here, even if it's asleep.
Look, Seven, if you want to go hit that thing with your hammer, I'm not gonna stop you, but
You should, though. You should stop
I
him.
will.
I'm crazy, but not suicidal.
You don't understand. You'd be choosing suicide by going with her plans. This is all an elaborate thing. Yeah, she may be telling you the truth. She's a genius. She knows how to craft her words to hide pockets of the truth. The genius rarely ever lie. That's how they get away with all the things that they do. It's in the things that they don't tell you that it ultimately gets you. Small print in whatever your contracts may have been when you signed up for all of this. Did you read all of it? That's how they get you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I have no love for the Maesters, but we just don't have the tools we need to accomplish our mission. Lexi, where's the information? Is it in the far realm?
She looks and says, I see you must have already extracted the data from the cube then.
And what about our suits? Is they strong enough?
I don't know. Do you have the cube?
We do still have the cube, right? Flash has the cube.
Flash absorbed the cube.
Oh, okay. All right.
We don't. We had to absorb it to read it.
Fantastic, she says. I am unsure. But if there are answers to be had, they would be there.
What's your end goal, Lexi? What do you want to do with this thing? You're not just gonna seal it away, are you?
I, she says, again moving the glass out of the way after tapping at it, want to destroy Hexamal Zero, to put an end to its destruction.
Did you say that again so Seven hears you?
He can hear me. He chooses not to believe.
I take a knee next to Seven and said,
You said it yourself. They don't lie. There's not much fine print that can get around. I want to destroy the Hexamal.
He looks at you and back at her with a sneer on his face. Make a persuasion check.
Gonna use my second inspiration on this.
You don't
I
have
was
to
gonna
go.
say, can I'm trained in it. I can give, yeah.
Great. Everyone's so persuasive with me. You're all you're all gems. I'll take 23. I'll take that 23.
He stands up straight and looks at you all. He looks over at you six and says, "You're gonna do this?"
Look, I don't like this lady any more than you do, but I don't think we have any options, Seven.
Domo says,
War Pact! I ain't got a home to go back to in all likelihood if the shit Lexi was saying was true. So, listen, Seven, we're gonna kill this thing eventually or I'm gonna die trying.
and she takes out a little knife and she cuts her hand. She I don't know if hobgoblins actually do this in lore, but it sounds cool, so I'm gonna do it. And I offer to shake his hand with this, cut on my palm.
He looks across to each of you. Did you guys have something like this, Six, when you were growing up? Like a pact that you'd create?
Yeah, we probably had like a secret like handshake or something pact, yeah.
Okay. Seven looks to each of you and says, "We're all in this together, right?"
Thick and thin, soldier's honor.
Indeed.
He takes the blade from you, Domo, and then says, "Then we all do it." We all handshake at once. A pact we form.
Oh. Domo like just gets this huge like look in her eye and just wheels around everyone and says,
Warpath!
I'm cutting myself and shaking with you. You're all dirty. Look at you. It's gross. When's the last time any of you showered?
Look, just like prestidigitation, your hand did look bloody or something. It's good enough.
No, it's about the honor of what's the word that I'm looking for? It's about the merit of the thing.
The principle
of the thing.
All right, everyone but Mr. Universe here says that we're gonna do it, right? We're gonna stop this thing.
I still say that. I just don't want to shake hands.
That's fair enough.
Fine with me, Seven says. I didn't trust you much anyway.
You smell like feet. Not the good kind.
Don't mind him. He's always afraid to get his hands dirty.
Yeah, he seems like the type. Seven, does everyone else use the blade?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
War pact.
Everyone watches as their gloves actually open up so that you exposes your flesh, and you slice lightly into each of your hands, all except Harper. And you all do your handshake. It's a pact then. I don't give a fuck about Lexe, but we watch each other's backs. We're the bonders. We finish this and destroy this thing so that no more of us are taken advantage of and no more people destroyed. Got it?
You got it.
Let's do it.
All right. You finish shaking. Couple drips of blood dropping down onto the floor.
See, it's gross.
Seven turns and says, all right, Lexe. What do you want? And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Man, I should have psychic glanced her when we came in the room.
Oh, man, you all did a blood pact with a fey creature. That was awfully brave of you.
Well, technically,
two fey creatures.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically, me and Seven are fake creatures too, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think of that at first, but you all owe me your firstborn now. Just FYI.
And all your grain and harvest.
Yes. We will. Oh, look at that. Is that how you came up with the name, Luke? You're like sitting at your table and you're looking around. Peter Griffin.
Domo slap. No, because I was thinking like Major Domo, like a general type.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin.
Oh shit. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We went a little over time. I'm trying to cut these at time, but that was a good stopping point there. And I really appreciate it. Make sure, by the way, hey, next week, next stream, it's my birthday. Next Friday.
Ooh, happy birthday.
Hey, Maz, well, I think we first knew each other because you rated me on my birthday last year, right?
Was it your birthday?
I think that's how you rated me, is because I was surprised that you did, because I'm like, she's a variety streamer, but that was so nice of her. And I think it was because it was my birthday and you rated me.
I think I would remember the birthday part, but I do remember talking about D&D and someone recommended you. And I can't remember who it was.
Hey, look, even better. Also, thank you for the raid, Sled in XO. We're at the end of our stream, but I appreciate that. But I feel like Maz, we've like known each other for nearly a year now. That's pretty awesome. It feels like I've known you for 4 months, so thanks to pandemic and whatever else is going on. What the fuck? I'm like, I've known Maz for probably like 3 months now, and I look at the clock. I'm like, I've known her for 3 years. Oh my god, where's time going?
87 years.
Where's time going? Thank you guys so much for the raid. We're wrapping up our stream, but if you want to, please check out the VODs or come hang out with me next week for our Friday night D&D session. If you enjoyed D&D content, please give the channel a follow. I really appreciate the raid. I'm going to try and go follow any of the people that are alive that I know that I could raid after this. But yeah, we're wrapping up here. Make sure and check out the VODs here on Twitch, or go over to YouTube to follow that too. I'm just going to paste my like link to all of my social stuff here into the chat. Hang on just a second. Just because it's usually easier than trying to like slap one at a time. Hang on, let's do this. And grab this right here. So go here, check that out. It's got all the social links, the Twitch, the Twitter, the YouTube, Patreon, Discord. Next week is birthday week, so I'll probably be doing like a fun Friday stream before we do D&D later in the evening. So make sure and check that out. I'll probably be doing giveaways and stuff maybe throughout the week, or very least on that Friday stream, and probably during D&D. So make sure and hang out then and check it out. But yes, in the meantime, that is it. It's late. We're all going to wrap up here. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Stick around. I'm going to go find someone to raid if you want some more D&D content. But in the meantime, we're heading out. Make sure to drink plenty of water, stretch your legs ever so often. Try and stay healthy. I think COVID is mostly over, but just stay safe just in case. I want you healthy and happy so you can come hang out with me next stream. Go check out my stream schedule. It's both in the About section on Twitch, over on Twitter as well. You can see it. I always have it pinned at the top so you can come hang out with me. Because I stream outside of just our Friday night D&D sessions. But until then, we're out for the night. Make sure and stop by next Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Nick will be rejoining us from his 2-session time off, so that'll be fun to have him back. But thank you all so much. We're headed out. Stay safe out there. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Kids are becoming acclimated to this very kind of thing, and I began to look through the instruction manual, and I see here how to cast magical spells and mage spells and cleric spells, and you go to the pages that it's listed on, in this instance page 41, and they have complete descriptions of how to cast spells and how to contact powerful spirits and how to use these spirits and these powers to overcome, obviously, evil or good, because there's both white and black magic in these books. We picked up another one to see if that was just coincidence, and it's dungeon magic here. And we look through again, and we see in here casting magic spells, page 22, with a complete description, and it says here, each wizard has mastered a certain type of magic. When you meet a wizard, he will give you 4 basic elements of his mystical studies. So we have a wizard now teaching the children of his magical studies. And then here it says, it is important to remember that the source of all magic is the life force of the user. This is the teaching of the occult.